Hey Ed,
Hey Parker, how's it going, buddy?
happy Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Whoop whoop, letting it loose. Getting wild.
Hello everybody out there. It looks like we already got some people entering our contest before we even officially
Oh,
announced it.
hey, that's perfect. Thanks everyone.
Way
Hop
to
on
go.
in.
Richie, your rich guy, thanks for joining. We've got Amazon Amy and
Oh yeah.
classic Date Mike.
Date
Mike's won
Mike.
before.
Date Mike, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Good to see you win. Hayden, if Hayden's ever here, I hope Hayden joins and wins. He's been messaging
yeah.
in the Discord. Hey, I don't want to say I'm biased. I don't necessarily want anyone to win.
Yeah, we're not rigging this, Ed. Don't.
Yeah,
don't,
we're not rigging. No rigging.
Don't.
Hey.
Don't get anybody worried. All right.
We're rigging this election, baby.
Oh, we went there. We went there already.
Oh boy.
Nice. How you doing? How's your day been?
Oh man, it's been great. Been watching a lot of Amy Adams movies.
No kidding.
Man, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
fitting. Was that just a usual Saturday activity for you, or was that in preparation for the stream today?
Watch my usual Saturday movie watching list is like 4 Amy Adams movies, just like back to back, and then I go about my day. You know, it's not a bad Saturday. You know,
Nice.
it's a pretty good routine for Saturday.
Nice. Okay, so you watched a few in preparation for our tier list today. I'm guessing.
Absolutely, of course.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, wanted to know more Amy Adams movies. We were talking about doing this tier list, and while looking through the filmography, like I'd seen some of the movies, but not all of them. So I wanted to, know what I'm getting into.
Yeah, that's fair. Cool. Now we'll get into some details, but do you have a clear favorite in your head? I'm curious. You don't have to tell us what it is, but
Ooh,
do you feel that way?
are we talking like? Ooh, that's tempting. We talking performance or movie?
Amy Adams' performance.
Amy Adams' performance. Are we gonna go straight into my S tier?
No.
I-
I just want to know if you've got one.
Oh, if I have a, honestly, I'm gonna go with. I think my favorite performance of her is Arrival.
Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into it though, we do got to set
Yeah.
some ground rules. So we did
Absolutely.
see that a few people did enter our contest. So tonight, probably in about 90 minutes from now, that'd be about 10 p.m. PST. We're gonna do the draw. Sound good, Ed?
Nice.
Does that work for you?
Oh, I'm hyped for that. Absolutely.
Nice. So yeah, we're gonna do a draw for a used DVD. So one lucky
Woo!
winner is gonna win. But not only are we just gonna give you a DVD, it's a surprise right now. It's a mystery. But we're gonna give you 3 options to choose from.
Whoa! 3 options?
Yeah,
Whoa.
we'll present them to you.
Parker, where do we have the budget for this?
Oh, we got money.
Oh,
All that
whoa.
Pepsi Blue money. Oh yeah.
Oh man, Pepsi Blue. Hey,
Oh,
back
you
to
got
being
it.
a sponsor.
Oh, gee, here we
Oh
go.
boy, love it. Thanks, Pepsi. Always comes in handy.
Thanks, Pepsi. You heard it here first. Oh, Date Mike. I always get Amy. It's funny. You're not the only person that said that. And I'm pretty sure that she's been
Elsa Fisher?
interviewed. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that in like an interview, she's addressed that people mix her up.
Yeah, that's true. I think my girlfriend also thought that that Amy Adams was in an Elsa Fisher movie, and I forget which one, but yeah, that happens a fair amount. It's a surprise, but hey,
I won't
You
say
know?
like Amy Adams is necessarily a better actor, but I will say that I think she's taken
you're not gonna say
a
it?
wide variety of roles and probably had more opportunity to display her acting chops.
I'll tell you what, Parker. I'll say what maybe you don't necessarily want to get caught up saying, and I'll say that Amy Adams for me is a much better actor than Elsa Fisher. I'll take that hit. I'll take the brunt.
But she had there's so many of these actors where they just don't get their moment to do their like Matthew McConaughey switch or whatever, it just, you never know. You never really know.
That's true. Maybe Elsa Fisher has a McConaughey up her sleeves. I think she got a little taste of that maybe in a movie. we're gonna talk
See,
about,
it's not
about,
Amy
you know?
Adams and Hot Rod.
Yeah, right.
But that could be your favorite Amy Adams movie. If you want, we won't judge you.
That's okay. Hey, Hot Rod. I haven't seen Hot Rod in so many years. Boy,
Yeah, I haven't seen
Adam,
it in a few myself either.
right?
Yeah.
Ilsa Fisher, though, she's in Nocturnal Animals and
no,
with Amy Adams.
Ed, no, she's not. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I swear, Parker.
Yeah, you saw it today. So
I did.
You can speak to it better than I can right now.
Oh boy, Nocturnal Animals. We'll talk about it.
And then who's the bad guy? Aaron Taylor Johnson, right?
Yeah, he's really solid in that.
Yeah, he is really solid in it.
Yeah, big fan, big fan. He's better than he is in, let's say, a Kick-Ass.
Yeah, he's definitely not being turned into a victim by older predators who then marry him. And in that movie, that's not
right.
That's just his real life.
Jeez, yeah, just a total heel, and they just filmed him. Well, he was just felt so authentic and so. He did a very good performance. Big fan of not the acting in Nocturnal Animals.
Yeah, cool. Well, anyways, we will get into it. Before we get rolling, though, I do have a question for you, Ed.
Oh, hit me with it.
Anything you're vaping?
Oh, Parker. I knew this question was going to come up. So I have an answer for you. Yes, absolutely. I am vaping something tonight. I am vaping something called Bubba Hawaii. Oh, it's a Bubba Kush. Apologies, just kind of blanking on it. All these strain names and whatnot. It's trying to tough to figure it out. But yeah, it's a Bubba Kush. I am vaping it through the Dynavap, which is a vaporization method, which is nice. Don't want to combust. Don't hurt your lungs. Gosh, don't want to do that. You know,
Nice.
vape.
Yeah.
Dynavap, possibly a sponsor soon. Who knows? Come on, Dynavap. We're
knows?
waiting for it.
Got some first-time chatters here in chat. Amazon
Absolutely.
says that Amy Adams' net worth is like 60 million.
Oh, good for Amy Adams. She could buy
I believe it.
good Dynavap.
And you know what? She earned it.
I
I'll say
agree,
that.
you know. And Richie Rich Guy, party on Garth. Right
yeah.
on. Richie Rich Guy knows what's up.
Wayne's World, party time. Excellent.
Tanner, we should watch Wayne's World on this. We saw people watching Magic Mike on like other streams. We could get away with Wayne's World.
That's a good question, Dave
Absolutely.
Mike. Is Richie or Rich Guy vaping too?
Oh, I hope so. Richie Rich Guy. If you're vaping, let us know. And if you are vaping something, let us know your strain. Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious.
Absolutely.
You know, I personally like a sativa for a vaporization because of the flavor. But hey, you know, Parker, I have a question for you though.
Really?
Oh, hey, you know, it comes up occasionally. I'm just
Hit me.
wondering, are you drinking anything tonight?
Oh, yes, I am. I am enjoying a nice pale ale. I don't drink pale ales super often. Let's see if I can get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Steamworks.
This is from Steamworks Brewing. Pretty much a staple in Vancouver. They brew out of
Hey.
Burnaby, British Columbia. Yeah, that's a nice little look there. Yeah, and this
gorgeous.
is, I guess they're like flagship pale ale. It's really nice. There's a nice little nice delicate floralness off the top. It's a touch sharp, but not too much. And I don't drink hoppy beers that often, and I do love a good pale ale. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna give it a go, and I'm not disappointed.
Nice. Hey, that's good. I'm glad. I wouldn't want you to be disappointed with your beer in the show. And if you ever are, I hope you do a big spit take anytime you sip from it and go, what is this shit? And we'll do like a big, nice zoom in on your face, and you go like,
Nice. Yeah. So we'll have to. Yeah. Okay. We'll create a sequence for that.
boom, no
Cue it
problem, man. We'll OBS, here we go.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, speaking of drink and stuff, if anyone else out there is enjoying a beverage, could be alcohol, could not be, but we do like to do kind of a drinking game. So we're gonna pick something in a moment, but whenever you see on the screen, take a drink. That's just when a fun moment happens, we'll cue it and we all take a sip of whatever we're drinking: tea, coffee, alcohol, whatever.
alcohol, love it. Hey, I wish I had some
Ooh,
alcohol.
Amazon
instead of
Amy's
some-
got a Saturday night Sauvignon Blanc. Okay.
Ooh, that's nice.
I like
Keeping
it.
it classy. Like it. I like it.
Yeah, so what
Do you
would
like
we-
a white wine, Parker?
I do like, you know what? I do like white, and I do like all wine really, but I don't. I was thinking, I was like, I don't really have wine all that much lately, but normally if I'm with family or something, I might do that more so. If I'm, just kicking back a cold one, it's gonna be a brewski.
Hey, you know? Oh, boy.
What happened to Sober Parker? Hayden, what's up? What's the Wi-Fi?
It's the
How's it
weekend.
going?
What's the Wi-Fi?
Yeah,
How's it going?
that's a weekday endeavor. It is the weekend. I guess it's actually not technically the weekend for me because I do work tomorrow.
Oh,
It is
hey.
Saturday, so
It counts, right? That counts. who expects anyone to work on a Sunday not hungover? I mean, it's just gonna happen.
Ooh, look at this. A couple more drinks happening. We got a White Claw, nice State Mike.
Nice, a White Claw.
And a Jolt Cola.
Jolt
rich
Cola.
Rich guy. I didn't even know you could buy that anymore.
Wow, where'd you get yourself a Jolt? Man.
Yeah, I love Jolt. I was an original investor. Lost all my money.
Oh, hey, Parker.
Just
Didn't
kidding.
we all?
I didn't have any money back then.
I lost mine in RC Cola. It happens,
You try. You got to take a gamble.
Right?
Takes
With Well
money to
Simple.
make money.
We're gonna start plugging Well Simple soon as well. Boy, yeah, no, that sounds like a great selection of bevies out there, everyone.
What would be a take a drink moment if we were to do one?
Oh boy, definitely for at least every movie switch. At the very least, we need to. As soon as we stamp it, I think we should take a drink as saying goodbye to that movie.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Once we
right?
play something on the tier list.
I think, yeah, absolutely. I think that's the way to go.
Nice. Okay. Well, let's roll into it.
Absolutely. Hey, maybe we should
Nice.
start with a preemptive drink though, just to get into it.
Oh yeah, you bet. So
Hey, a little starter drink.
we're gonna stamp that intro, and then that's gonna get us to take a drink.
Nice.
Yummy, yummy. Thanks for preparing this little tier list.
Oh, Parker, my pleasure. Couldn't be done without tiermaker.com.
Not a sponsor again.
Not a
to clarify.
sponsor. Man, we have a lot of not sponsors.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on Amy Adams' wiki page, and you know what? She does. I get it. I get the resemblance with her and Ilsa Fisher.
That's fair. That's fair.
She was born in Italy. What do you know?
Hey, nice. Was that just like a coincidence, or is
Probably.
she come from Italian heritage?
Yeah, no, it's army family. Looks like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
she's the middle of 7 children.
Whoa. Boy, that must make you starve for attention. No wonder she's an actor. Nah, just kidding. But wow, that's incredible. I didn't know that there was such a big family. Boy, my girlfriend comes from a big family, and yeah, no, that's great. No.
Yeah, that's crazy. So apparently her dad was a singer on top of being like in the
Oh.
army, and he went on to be a professional singer afterwards.
Oh, that's really cool. Nice.
Pretty
I guess that's why she can sing too. As she shows off in Enchanted. Boy, she's really good at singing, and that makes sense that her dad is too.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So one thing I wanted to get across before we get into it is just to, if you're not super familiar with Amy Adams, I know a lot of people are, but if you're not, she is great. She is she is known as a very talented actress, and so she actually has been nominated for 6 Academy Awards, and I think I'm just reading here, like in terms of other like Golden Globe Awards, I think she's been nominated 7 times, and she's actually won a couple. She's been nominated a lot for awards, and I think we've talked about it a little bit in the past when it comes to the Academy Awards.
Hey, sometimes they're a little bullshitty.
Sometimes, like, there definitely is a very big political aspect to it, and like how
and
much
pay to play a bit.
Yeah, like how much marketing money you have and stuff for your movie. But something that I will say is that if somebody is consistently nominated, I
mean
think
something.
that does mean, that is safe to say that like they are a good performer. They are a good actress.
Absolutely. It's still, yeah, absolutely. Art is subjective. There could be, but yeah, once you hit 7, there must be a reason. And yeah, always check them out. I think once you see that many, you have to check it out for yourselves, just to see what all the hype is about. And Amy Adams, honestly, there's some people that maybe don't live up to the hype. Amy Adams totally lives up to the hype, 100%.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and another thing too is like it's another part about it that I think like she's in a lot of movies, but not necessarily a lot of like massive blockbuster movies. Like she's in a lot of movies, but tends more so to ones where like they're doing something a little more risky or the like a little more performance dependent rather than like a bunch of giant blockbuster movies. Like for instance, like Vin Diesel's a very successful actor, but he goes for a lot of blockbuster movies that take him as he is more so than like putting on different characters every movie. And I do really think that she's like Meryl Streep caliber,
Absolutely.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, she goes for the dramatic arts, and Vin Diesel kind of more or less just chase the franchise. But I'm not sure if we're going to see much range on Vin Diesel. Then again, I'm not sure.
I shouldn't pick on him, but
well,
I'm just trying to compare.
Okay. I mean,
I'm trying to get my point across.
He took a direction. I understand what you're saying. There's a big difference between the person that goes for it. I think Vin Diesel's initial intention in the industry when he created that short film about not being able to be cast because of his various ethnicities. He was maybe going for a more dramatic thing, and then he was in Saving Private Ryan, and then I think he got a whiff of that Fast and Furious money and whatnot. And who wouldn't want to chase that? Frankly, I mean he's delivering on the goods, but it is definitely not the intention. Is not to put on a great performance to get maybe potential respect for in terms of an art form, rather than just entertainment. Big difference between those. However, the flip side of that is sometimes Amy Adams is an Oscar bait, and sometimes Oscar bait is a little bit tough to swallow. But those risks are totally worth it in the end, because the performances that we're going to see are fantastic. The Pacifier was great. Yeah, that's true. To be fair, I think maybe The Pacifier should have been nominated.
Yeah, he did do some other stuff. What was that? I think that movie A Man Apart was supposed to be his I never saw the movie. A man known as Diablo emerges to head a drug cartel after the previous leader is imprisoned. Wasn't that a character piece for him, or?
I think so. Yeah, in his early stuff, and then I think he really tried to put in a lot of effort into Riddick, trying to get that movie off the ground and to expand that into something. I think he was.
That's the sequel to Pitch Black, is it?
Yeah, right. I think he's kind of a nerd to some degree, hearing about some of his stuff, and I think he's a D&D fan and stuff like that. So I think he maybe had some aspirations for that kind of stuff. But again, I mean, you chase the success. If Riddick wasn't a huge success, I mean, obviously you don't make you make a sequel to Fast and Furious rather than Riddick.
Yeah, didn't he? So you said he made a short film. Did he? Am I remember this correctly? Did he also try to get his own feature film made, or?
I wouldn't be surprised. If maybe he tried to get that short film developed into something bigger. Totally
this is it. This is it. It's a movie called Strays in 1997. He wrote it, directed it, and stars in it. Strays. Rick is a small-time drug dealer and bouncer in New York City who's tired of the long string of one-night stands and wants a lasting relationship. His three buddies are not looking for change.
Hey.
Yeah.
Vin buddy.
Nobody else notable is in the movie. Yeah, he tried to make a movie, and then I think it just didn't really work out. And
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
If you have a bunch of failed attempts doing stuff and then a bunch of successes, I mean, yeah, that's definitely want to, it makes sense as to why there's Fast 9.
Yeah. But anyways, to bring it back to Amy Adams, yeah.
She's in Fast 10!
She's done a lot of really good movies. And so we tried to pick ones where, she's also been in a lot of movies and doesn't necessarily have a super main role in it. So we tried to kind of lean that way and kind of choose our movies based on that. Tonight, if you haven't done a tier list with us before, we are ranking these movies, and it's not just what we think, it's what you and chat think as well. So if you have opinions on any of these movies, we're gonna basically make our case and start to drag movies into these tiers, D being the worst, S being the top. But then, if you all agree with us or you don't, give us your case and we may move them around, and then at the end we'll lock in the tier list together as a community.
Absolutely, right? We all have different opinions in some of these movies. And Amy Adams, looking at some of these movies, like you said, we tried to pick more prominent roles that she was in. And some of these still, they almost advertised her as being in the movie a fair amount. But when you actually look at the screen time, it isn't too much, which is kind of a shame, because give me more Amy. If you're putting her on the poster and you're putting her front and center, I want to see Amy Adams.
Yeah, no kidding.
Looking at you, Nocturnal Animals.
Yeah. Okay, where do you want to start?
Oh boy, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
You just came off an Amy Adams marathon, so
I know, right?
Make the call, please, my friend.
Okay, you know what? Let's go with Enchanted.
Okay. Well, tell me about it, because I actually have not seen this movie.
Yeah, I think I was like 16 when it first came out. So I just wasn't the target demo. Although when I saw the trailer, it did look a little more clever than the usual kind of Disney schlock. But you know what it is? It's a fairy tale princess in an animated world. Falls down or gets put into the real world, New York City, by like an evil stepmother.
Okay.
So the animation then turns into Amy Adams in real life. So it's basically just like Amy Adams gets thrown into New York City, and you know she's like, "What's this?" You know, and she doesn't understand it. And there's a lot of like bits involving that. Then she meets Patrick Dempsey, who is her real Prince Charming, who is a more sensitive person than the usual archetypes that she's used to in the animated world. He's real. His wife left him, and he's also a divorce lawyer, so there's a lot of hurt love there, a lot of hurt feelings there, and then maybe Amy Adams is able to change him around by the end. Who knows? But yeah, honestly, it is a sweet movie, though. I think it's very sweet, and if we're talking Amy Adams' performance, I think it shows a lot of range. Excuse me, not a lot of dramatic range, I'll admit that. But as an actual natural performer and a singer, very gifted, she's fantastic. You could tell that she comes from musical theater background, just from how she's able to just be so expressive. Like, you could definitely see she's trying to like project to the back seats, which is great for a Disney movie. Because it's, you know, it's a big, she plays a Disney princess, a really like a naive Disney princess, and she does, you know, the big smiles, and she's friends with, you know, the birds and the squirrels and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of big performance in that, but also her voice was actually used for the singing, which is cool, because I wasn't too sure, because a lot of movies, it ain't the actor.
Yeah.
but in this one, it really is, and it's great. It's fantastic. So I always think it's impressive that they have that actors have like that natural talent and that ability. And it just showed that Amy Adams is definitely someone to watch. Like back in 2007, she hadn't been, you know, a hell of a lot of movies. And as we'll see, I think she 100% has improved throughout her career. However, I still think this is a great showcase of a lot of her talent that she doesn't really do too much anymore. Like, you don't really see Amy Adams sing too much anymore. Although they are making Enchanted too. So check that out. Yeah, I'm sure. Right, so I do recommend the movie, though.
Has anyone in chat seen Enchanted at all, or any fans out there?
Yeah, any Enchanted heads? Yeah, I think it's a really sweet movie, too, honestly. Like, I think there's, while watching it, there's some corny stuff. There's a lot of Disney stuff that's, you know, made for kids. But there are a lot of jokes for adults as well, and it's not a complete wash of a movie. I found myself kind of giggling. I saw it in a pool at Disney World. Oh, that's the perfect way to view it.
A ton of fun.
Wow.
In a pool, they were playing a movie? That's pretty cool.
Oh, tell us about that. What yeah.
In Disney World?
They just threw some electronics in the pool, just like, don't get electrocuted, kids. No, that's really awesome, though. That's the perfect experience to watch Enchanted. Honestly, Parker, I think we mentioned before, we both come from families that like Disneyland. So
we sure do.
Right, so I can connect to like it being maybe a little more, I hate to say it, magical to watch Enchanted at Disney World. I personally buy into that. I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
I'll admit it.
I'll get behind that.
Hell yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you know, I enjoyed Enchanted, and I think as a performance, it really showed a lot of talent.
Yeah, nice. Sweet.
Should we maybe fire up a trailer just in case people haven't seen it so they can kind of get a feel for it? I'm pretty sure the trailer will sum up basically what I'm talking about.
Yeah, let me pull her up.
Oh, absolutely. But, you know, before I watched it, I wasn't too sure. You know, but I did end up having a lot of fun. And it's pretty quick. It's pretty fast-paced. So I do recommend watching it. If you're at all curious. If you're into like Disney movies and can put up with a bit of that stuff, then absolutely. I mean, there's no reason to watch a pretty decent version of it. I give it like a 6.5 out of 10 for a movie. For Amy Adams' performance, I would maybe rank it at like a 7, even. You know, kind of give an idea how I feel about that.
Okay, let me just operate this whole thing here.
The screen came up from the ground. Oh, yeah, here. I saw it in Pool of Disney World at the Music Resort in a guitar-shaped pool. The screen came up out of the ground. Straight up was 10 out of 10 Disney experience. Yeah, that's great. Disney, love ya. At times you anger me, but most of the time you're just providing a good time at your theme park. So, thumbs up. Can't wait to go back. Can't wait to go back and experience Disneyland. I've been in Disney World in a long time though. Yeah. Hey, are we good to go on the trails?
Yeah, we're good. I'm getting
Slick.
a little bit of distortion in your audio. I don't know if
Oh,
it's
really?
just like a Zoom thing. I think the levels might be a touch hot. Maybe that's what it is.
Some hot levs. Hey, absolutely. Let me fix this.
But I'm gonna start the old trailer.
Oh, hey, go for it. I'll adjust the levs while you're doing it.
Yeah. I guess you're not. I guess you'll just be able to watch it on the stream. Okay.
Yeah. That's no problem. Yeah.
Of all the classic Disney stories, of all the miraculous adventures,
Oh, this is good.
of all the magical tales,
I wonder if we're gonna get hit because it's Disney. Hey, whatever. Come at
there
us.
has never been anything like Enchanted.
Thank you.
Because no other story has ever taken you
Edward, we need help!
to a land as strange and terrifying as ours.
Oh my. I was
I even
wondering
heard
if
of
one
this
of you
movie.
might direct me to the
Oh, no?
castle.
You have no memory of the trailer.
Oh yeah. I
Nobody's
remember
been
it
very nice
coming
to
out at the time.
Yeah, well, welcome to New York.
Giselle, I will rescue you!
Now,
Who's gonna rescue me?
Wow.
I seek a beautiful girl.
Got quite a 2007 cast.
Their world and our world
I think she may be a real princess.
are about to collide.
All right, everyone, let's tidy things up.
Oh my gosh.
And nothing will ever be the same.
That's Susan Sarandon as the villain.
How does
Whoa.
she know?
Don't sing. It's okay. You know, let's just walk.
One ordinary man will have to get them back home before time runs out.
Magic Mirror, I beg you. Tell me where she is.
Reporting
Wow.
from 116th and Broadway.
Hey, I'll admit the movie's a lot better than this fucking trailer's portraying it to be.
Walt Disney Pictures
Hey guys,
presents
question. Was there only one movie trailer announced here in Hollywood? There was like 4. There was like George something. I used to know them at some point. And I think a couple of them have passed away since then, which is unfortunate. But there was the guy that sounded more like this. And then there was the guy that sounded a little more like this.
Enchanted.
Giselle! I've been drinking.
Wow. What a doofus, huh?
Yeah, what a total doof. Doof
Okay,
and a half.
nice.
Yeah, no. So thumbs up. Did you watch the Imagineering show? I did. Absolutely. Big fan. Big fan of most of the show. I thought it was solid. I love the Imagineers. I think that's really cool. Man, that would be an awesome gig. Just sounds like a hell of a lot of fun. You only hear like the classic this guy. Yeah, there's that guy. Maybe he would do like the main movie trailers, and then like they have the like TV spot people, because they're a little cheaper maybe.
Oh yeah, it's got a trailer voice. You bet it. You bet it.
Hey, you know, gotta do the movie trailer voice. Absolutely, it's my side gig. I'm on Fiverr.
Yeah.
Movie trailer guy voice. I'll do your voicemail. No problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We did a sketch where Ed was the trailer voice.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The tax collector. No, what was it?
the-
That's the Shia LaBeouf movie.
No,
The auditor.
The auditor. Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, that was a good trailer voice. Okay, so what are we gonna rank Enchanted?
Honestly, I think Enchanted is really good in terms of Amy Adams' performance, and solid as a movie as well. Just due to the fact that I think I would have put it as maybe like a C or a B, but the fact that it's actually her singing, I think, is really impressive. And this was the time before too much voice manipulation was around, so it probably was, for the most part, Amy Adams. So I'm gonna go ahead, put myself out there, and say let's put this as an A. Is this too high? Now,
Whoa, coming in hot.
Chat, if you're feeling that's too high, let me know. But I think just due to the talent that showcases, dramatic or like her usual kind of like more Oscar approach, but it's still solid. Yeah, it's ballsy. Yeah, that's fair. I wish there was a B plus, but I'm feeling like I'm solid. I'm feeling it. Is this a comparison to the rest of these movies or performance abilities? I would say performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I would say so. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's come in hot. We can always change it.
We can always shift it, right? Like if we start hitting a lot of A's and there's just like it's clearly like there's some better fucking movies, we can knock it. We can knock it.
And in just over an hour from now, we're gonna do another DVD giveaway. So if you haven't entered, it's !enter. We're gonna draw a name, present some options, and then mail you your prize if you're the winner. So
absolutely.
Nice.
And,
what's the Wi-Fi? Jump in there.
Oh, right on. What's the Wi-Fi?
Hayden. Okay, we got some competition
we got some
tonight,
serious
folks.
stuff. Hayden, best of luck. I know this is like your 5th time mentoring. Best of luck. Best of luck to everyone. But Hayden, I love your commitment to this. You'll get it at some point. And if you haven't followed, we really appreciate a follow. Although if you're just here to lurk, we appreciate lurkers too. Yeah, so I'm gonna bump this Pepe up to let's do an A.
Ooh, now it's a Pepe, huh?
It's a Pepe. Sorry, everyone. It's a Pepe.
Okay, nice. I like it. I may watch it. I may not. I don't really do cartoons, but it's mostly not a cartoon, so I may watch it.
You should do some cartoons. There's some good cartoons out there. You know, maybe you just saw the wrong ones. Who knows? I don't know. We'll convert you to some cartoons by the end of this show, guaranteed.
All right, okay. The end of this very stream, or just like on a longer term. Okay.
I couldn't guarantee that at all.
That's more realistic. Okay.
Yeah. And by the end of our lifetimes, I would have gotten you to like one cartoon.
Hayden, we're rooting for you. Just kidding. It's not rigged. It's actually a legit draw. So
yeah, absolutely.
I shouldn't say that. I should remain impartial.
Yeah, right. Stream Elements. It doesn't care about us. It has its own mind, and
in fact, it dislikes us.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of weird.
Would love to see nothing more to see us fail. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really antagonistic.
It's always challenging us.
Oh, what movie next? Maybe, do you want to talk about... Oh, sorry. It sounded like you had one.
No. Yeah, let's
I was going to say, do you want to talk about The Master?
Yeah, let's talk about The Master. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I know that if anyone's a PTA head, it's Ed Bull. PTA head Ed Bull.
Hey, I'm a big fan
maybe I'll
of
let
PTA.
you start here.
Sure, it's about Scientology, straight up. Like I think PTA probably couldn't have gotten away with calling it Scientology. Like, so he created a fictional substitute. But the boat name, pretty much everything surrounding the movie, Philip Seymour Hoffman is basically L. Ron Hubbard. And he comes across Joaquin Phoenix, who is a lost World War II veteran, who's got a lot of problems, a lot of issues, and he finds the two connect and bond in a really unique way. And through their friendship, they kind of learn from each other a bit. I think it's, also a nice approach to like kind of the chaos in our own mind. How do you approach it? There's a lot of allusions to handling it with, substance. There's a lot of allusions of power, abusing that. It's fantastic. And one of the main characters in this movie is the wife of L. Ron Hubbard, essentially, and that's played by Amy Adams. Amy Adams knocking it out of the park in this movie. I think she does a great job of doing exactly what we're talking about, kind of the duality. She does scenes where she seems like she's got together, she's really level-headed, and there's other scenes where she just like feeds off Philip Seymour Hoffman's power, and she just like adds to it, and it seems like she's angry as well. She's just like yelling at him while he's like typing away, just like feeding his thoughts, like his negative thought process. To me, it just like, you know, just for the sake of, you know, it going to their heads. So I think she does a fantastic job in this role. Really shows off her chops in a lot of different ways. You know, there's a lot of you know, Oscar-y movies where someone yells at the camera. You know, you get your eyes. This is what I kind of thought Amy Adams was in terms of the One Trick Pony. You get your eyes watery. You look off at the camera and you like yell and you like, don't break that gaze. And we'll push in and we'll love it. She does that in this movie, but it is very believable, and it is such a well done movie in general that it just complements it rather than just like seems like, oh, this is the Oscar scene. It's all seamlessly done. Honestly, like, there's a lot of movies where you're just like, oh, if they just casted this person, maybe that, like, that's just like fantasy like casting, which I kind of hate. But like, I could not see anyone else playing that role other than Amy Adams. That's just my feelings on it.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. And yeah, I'm a very big fan of the movie as well. I'm also I'm a junior PTA head. I haven't seen all of his movies, but yeah, I think they are really great. And I have seen this one. Maybe this was actually the first. No, but I definitely saw There Will Be Blood before this. But this movie, yeah, I think maybe this was the first movie that I saw where I like really noticed Amy Adams. And I think that, honestly, I believe that, like, when you put a lot of good actors in a room and they play off each other, like, everyone's performances are even better. And so this, I think, is an example of that because, you know, you've got Philip Seymour Hoffman and Joaquin Phoenix in there, too. And there's other very good supporting actors as well. And I think that, yeah, there's, like, even more for her to play off of. Also, like, there's just, like rich material to work with. And, yeah, she is really, really good in this.
Quite
I don't know if there's another way to say it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, right. Yeah. Well directed. You know, frankly, the entire, like you said, a lot of great talent heightening each other. It's really good stuff.
Yeah.
In terms of ranking. Oh,
sorry, do you mean what's the Wi-Fi? More of the two of them, like Amy Adams and Philip Seymour Hoffman in a movie together?
Yeah,
is that
Philip
what you
Seymour
mean?
Hoffman. Yeah, that's fair. That's a shame.
Yeah, I think like he's one of my favorite actors I've ever seen in my lifetime.
He's great.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen Doubt, which we'll talk about, but they co-star in that movie as well. So if you haven't seen that movie, you can see more of the two of them.
Seymour
Butts.
Was that A&E show? Did you watch that show? Like the documentary about Seymour Butts that like
what?
Maybe this is getting way off topic. I remember like on A&E where they did like riskier content. They'd have this show and it was about like the Seymour Butts like I think like porn empire, and it was like,
is that a real
just
thing?
Like, yeah, it was just like some like shitty reality show, but I thought that's what you're referencing.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure that's a gag in The Simpsons, like one of the like,
oh, yeah.
They call up Moe and he calls out for Seymour Butts at the bar.
It is absolutely that as well, 100%. I don't think Seymour Butts, the production company, got that themselves. I think they're witty enough.
Yeah, but
boy.
But yeah, I think man, yeah, and another thing too to talk about her range, the character that she plays in The Master is entirely different than, at least from what I've seen in the trailer of the one that she plays in Enchanted.
That's true,
which
100%.
does show a lot of range.
That is one thing about Amy Adams is, like I said, I thought, foolish me, One Trick Pony. The 3 movies I watched back to back, like, she was so different in every single one of them, which is just like, and she transformed the character. I kind of just forgot that I was there just to watch Amy Adams. I was so, you know, she's blended in. It was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think most of her roles are drastically different than Enchanted.
That's accurate
absolutely.
and fair as well.
Enchanted 2, though, coming up. Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah. Hold your horses.
Yeah, get
back
hyped.
on
Get
that
hyped for
pony.
that.
Okay,
Boy.
well, what do you think for ranking The Master? Disenchanted.
I would, for me, The Master, I would put at A as well.
Okay.
You know, I would go. Go A.
Yeah,
How about chat?
Yeah, chat. Let us know. So I would tend to agree with you, but I mean, I haven't seen Enchanted, so I can't speak to it. But I would bargain to say that The Master should be
drop it?
higher than Enchanted, inherently. But I can't say that
feel
because
like
I haven't seen Enchanted.
What I'm hearing from you is Ed got to drop Enchanted to a B.
That's what I'm. Yeah, you're very good at reading between the lines.
All right, let's. You know what? Now that we've talked about The Master, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Maybe we should drop this down to a B. Even What's the Wi-Fi, who is a big Enchanted fan, was like, whoa, ballsy. You know what? Let's drop it down to a B and maybe put Master at A.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Boom. Let's
Speak now or
stamp
forever
that.
hold your peace, chat.
Oh yeah, stamp that and take a drink. Oh boy.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
Alrighty then. Let's do this, Jim Carrey.
It should be a reoccurring thing on the show where we just like say character taglines, like, and people just
Like
get
they're
so
our
annoyed
own?
with us. They're like, stop it. All right.
All right, we'll do it. All right, no problem.
Wow.
Wow. Some like Hulk Hogan. Watch it, brother.
But then the thing is nobody's gonna get that except for you.
Oh yeah, that's true. Come on, I think Hulk Hogan's big enough.
I'll be
If-
back.
Yeah, that's true. I'll be back. That's better than bigger and better than Hulk Hogan. Absolutely. Oh man.
You gotta get.
No,
I'm not.
Oh, pardon me. Yeah.
No, sorry. I'm gonna stop.
Are you gonna do a Hogan?
No. I was gonna. No.
Are you gonna do an impersonation?
No.
No.
I should just stop.
anytime
The
you wanna
joke was
do one.
over. The joke was done.
Well, now we're here. We should explore it. No, I'm cool. Hey, let's explore it. What impersonation?
I don't know. I was gonna come up with something and then I didn't. I realized I was going nowhere.
It happens, man. Hey, sometimes hit a roadblock. I do too. It's all good.
I wish I could do a walk-in. I know you can do a walk-in. So
Very rarely. Oh boy. And I usually have to take off my monitor to do a walk. No, I can't tonight. Tonight's not a walk-in night. Apologies, everyone.
what's like a Godfather line? I guess like
make
day of
him
my
an offer I
daughter's
couldn't refuse.
wedding, or like offer I can't refuse. How does he do it in that? It's kind of like he's got like a softer voice. Like he's like, I'm gonna make him an offer he can't. No, I don't know.
Are you doing like Brando?
Yeah, Brando.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
This is the day of my daughter's wedding.
Oh yeah. You know what? It is a good movie. It's a long movie, but it's really, really good. But you got to be in the mood for it.
Two little mice fall into a bucket of cream. That's awful. That's awful. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. We'll see.
Okay. What movie's next?
Oh boy. Should we talk about? Let's get Vice out of the way. You know, it's
let's
honestly
get it
been
out
a
of the
little
way.
while that I haven't seen Vice in a little bit. I saw it when it first came out. My girlfriend worked on it though. In the
Oh,
visual
sweet.
effects side, yeah, she was a coordinator for visual effects coordinator.
Any fun inside deets? But I guess
yeah.
you might have signed an NDA. Oh, okay. Well,
I
if you're
got
gonna
some hot-
spill the
I got-
beans, then
I got an exclusive. No joke. I have an exclusive.
this sounds like it would be protected by an NDA, and I'm a little worried that we'd be throwing
talked
her under
about
the
it.
bus.
That's all good. That's all good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, right. I'm just making this up. I don't have a girlfriend. Parker hasn't met her. Don't worry. Yeah, I got my girlfriend. She lives somewhere else. It's online.
Trust me,
No.
he really does.
Yeah. But either way, so yeah. So there's this one error that I think only my girlfriend and a couple other people know about. There's one shot in Vice where they superimposed George Bush's head onto some archive footage. It was Sam Rockwell's head put on some archive Bush footage, and there's like a frame or two where like the head is actually separated from the body. And they went through and submitted it to the Academy by the time they realized that, and we're like, ooh, we shouldn't tell anyone. No one mentioned it, no one saw it. I haven't gone through to take a look where it is, but it's there. Oh, and also like there was 400 revisions, I believe, to a fish shot. There's a shot, like a few second shot of a fish in water. Adam McKay apparently went nuts for this shot. He said it was his favorite shot of the movie. Like, you know, it's like a shot of a fish. And the 400 revisions, I don't know. I think he got it in his head that maybe the shot really meant something, and it was like, yeah, it's a shot of a fish. Apologies.
Yeah, was it part of like the Cheney hunting scene? I can't even remember a shot of a fish.
Yeah, right. Like it isn't like maybe it meant something to him. Maybe it was like a memory that meant a lot more to him than it would to an audience.
Yeah.
I don't entirely know, but hey, here's some exclusive, very exclusive goss on Vice.
Nice.
You can only find that here at Parker and Ed the movies.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. And it doesn't matter how much money gets thrown at a movie. There's still glaring mistakes that can come through, and
100%. Absolutely.
Nobody wants to admit it, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's good
if
to
it's
know.
at the Academy,
I might go look for that one night if I'm super bored. I might scrub through the movie for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sam Rockwell, yeah, he plays a good George W. Bush. Yeah, for those who haven't seen the movie, yeah, it's been a little while since I've seen it, but essentially it's a biopic about Dick Cheney, Vice President of the United States while George W. Bush was the president, and it's made by Adam McKay, like Ed mentioned, and he did The Big Short, which is a similar style, in my opinion, to this movie, where there's kind of like, there's some fast, kind of classy and exciting ways to give exposition, and this is a movie like The Big Short where there's like a ton of exposition to deliver, frankly, and I am kind of impressed with like how fun
they found a way.
Yeah, because like The Big Short, there's a lot of like very complicated exposition, and even in this movie, it's about all this like political stuff, and like, you know, the war on terror and all this stuff. So like a lot of that gets done in a pretty like snappy way, which is kind of fun. And yeah, this is another movie. This is not the only movie where Amy Adams and I'm blanking on his name. Fuck.
Christian Bale
Play opposite each other, because they also do that in another movie here, American Hustle, which we'll talk about soon. And maybe they play opposite each other. Oh, Batman. Yeah, wait, is she?
No, that's Maggie Gyllenhaal one of them and Katie Holmes in the other. Apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? I feel like I'm missing something though, where they do play opposite each other again.
You're just calling Christian Bale Batman. Oh, apologies, what's Wi-Fi? That's right. Yeah. Yeah, and then I think Anne Hathaway and Christian Bale and Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Catwoman. But anyways. Yeah, Vice. So it's a snappy biopic.
Boom.
Lynn Cheney, I believe, is the name of Dick Cheney's wife.
Yep.
Christian Bale plays Dick Cheney, and then Amy Adams plays Lynn Cheney. So for a lot of the movie, they do age her because it takes place over like several years of their lives. So this is a movie where she gets like artificially aged, that's happened to her before, hasn't it? Or like they do stuff to make her look more tired than she is. She plays characters that are vulnerable and not pretty, which is something that's impressive in my opinion.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. You gotta take risks. I mean, sometimes, you know, people do that as a trick sometimes to win. You know, they'll do a weight gain or a weight thing. But like with
Bale.
Amy, yeah, actually, yeah. But like Christian Bale and Amy Adams, at least they're better. They use that to enhance the performance. It isn't define the performance.
Yeah.
And with this, I think it really does enhance it. I think. While it isn't the most memorable Amy Adams performance, it's Amy Adams. It's very competent. You know, to cast you want Amy Adams in that role, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree completely with that. Like, she's very good in it, and she, like, does it really well, but it's like, yeah, it's not like a standout role for her. Yeah, you want Amy Adams. I would agree with you in that sense that, like, they're another, like, competent actor. A really
Exactly.
strong actor could pull it off just as well, frankly. And it's no discredit to her. It's just I don't think they really gave her material to shine through with, frankly.
Yeah, like the focus was more on Dick Cheney and his, like, you know, the shit he did throughout that. If the focus was on Lynn Cheney, maybe, yeah, she would have more meat, more of a distinctive performance. Yeah, again, like,
Yeah.
it was never the intent for her, I think, to do that. But she was given, she did great. It was awesome.
Yeah, she carries good chemistry with Christian Bale. Another movie that they're both in, but they're not a couple in, is the other David O. Russell movie, The Fighter.
Oh, yeah, hey.
But
right
she's with Mark Wahlberg, I believe, in that one. Because Mark Wahlberg and Christian
good
Bale
guy.
are brothers, and so
Nice. You got David O. Russell and Mark Wahlberg on a movie. Awesome. Love it. Give them an Oscar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they tried. But anyways, yeah, I would agree with that. Like, Vice is and you know what? It was a pretty entertaining film. I was like, I didn't like run to the theaters to watch it kind of a thing, but you know, several years later, when me and Allie were at a hotel and it was available as one of the DVDs they rented out, we popped it in on chill
Perfect
movie
time to
night,
watch it.
and we had a good time. So.
Absolutely, and I probably would have done the same thing. Obviously, though, since Brooke worked on it, we were there opening day. Gotta go see it opening day. Any movie you work on, it's always a thrill to see. But yeah, if it wasn't for that, probably the same thing. It definitely wasn't The Big Short.
Yeah, I don't know if Christian Bale put on artificial weight for this movie or real weight like he did in American Hustle.
Yeah, right. American Hustle, he really struts that, and you see some like belly shots.
The Big Short was really fun too. I liked both Vice and The Big Short. I feel like maybe I liked The Big Short a little bit more.
Oh yeah. For me personally, definitely.
But I did really like Vice, and I do think it's really interesting what kind of like what Dick Cheney's like MO is or was or whatever, like, or
good
I don't
guy.
know.
I love him. I'm kidding. But no, yeah,
They tried
totally.
to cram too much in. That's fair.
They tried to, yeah, absolutely.
That's fair. It took place over a long period of time. So
what I thought was really cool and interesting about it, like it could have been as like, you know, it could have been even worse, and I probably would have enjoyed it. Is we're finally starting to see like these like political movies based on our time period that we went through. Because when we were kids growing up, it would be movies about like Watergate and movies in the 80s. I felt like I didn't connect to those because I didn't know what it was like. This, like 9/11 is a story beat, and you know, we were both, you know, like 10, 11 years old when that happened. So I thought it was really interesting seeing a movie about something that I can relate to and connect to and see now and hear the ongoings of something that I experienced. So that was kind of interesting to see, and probably from now on that'll be the case.
Yeah, that's true, man. It's interesting. I think maybe my biggest thing with this movie is like, and it's nothing to do with Amy Adams, but it was like, it was kind of hard to like distinguish what Dick Cheney's motive was. Like, I couldn't tell if he just like, I don't know.
I think they definitely left that up to the audience a bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
In the last scene, the last sentence, he really hammered it in, just like, I did that shit, but I kept you safe, and like he was like kind of the villain with the
yeah,
line.
you know what? That's true.
So like, I think they're trying to, but it was not. But I see what you mean. Throughout the entire movie, like wasn't too bad. But then the point of no return in terms of morality was when he turned his back on his lesbian daughter. Before that, it was pretty much like he had a heart, and then after that, it was kind of like, now maybe not so much. But yeah, no, I do appreciate some of the stuff, but yeah, it wasn't that strong of a movie. I mean, ultimately, just like from scene to scene, it's not nearly as interesting of a movie as
I guess
Big Short.
What I'm trying to like, and this is the last thing I'll say on the whole Dick Cheney stuff to not derail it too much, but it was like, because you get this vibe that he's like using the American public's fear to like his political advantage to like accomplish what he wants, which is what a lot of people think, and like by creating a war on terror and blah 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 and invading. But then it does get played at the end that it's like he was actually protecting them, but it's like I can't really understand if he actually thinks what he was doing was his like primary motive was to protect the American people, or if his primary motive was to push his political agenda. And like, it's, I don't know. Like,
it's a good question.
I wanted to see a little more of him pushing his political agenda. Maybe I don't know. You know what? I think it's fair that
you want a more of a definitive answer than the
maybe,
ambiguity?
but I tend to like not necessarily want that. Typically speaking, I don't know. I just wanted to. A lot of the movie, like he was portrayed very stoically, and like I think that's really how it was written. And I just wanted to see a little less stoicism in his scenes.
Maybe organically build more to the villainous side.
Yeah, I wanted to see him play his cards a little more, just a little more here and there in some scenes.
So it really definitively like kind of breaks like a is he good, is he bad? Because
or like right. Or just like who's the guy? Like he's always the politician with a stoic face, you know? Like there are little tiny moments, but
yeah, that's true. I see. They kind of just like at the end kind of dropped like, there was more scenes about what he did rather than the character motivations. I think I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it all builds into like they had a lot of ground to cover in a short period of time, so like all that kind of stuff. But
maybe another.
And overall, like it was good. This is a very minor thing because I think there were some of those small moments, but it's like since we're watching a movie about the guy and we do get to like see his private moments, I'm sure in real life Dick Cheney had like more intense private moments than what we got to see in the movie. Like,
yeah, right.
And like the character that Christian Bale played in The Big Short was like, frankly, so much more fun to watch. Like,
yeah, The Big Short is honestly like in terms of like content wise, I'm more interested in like the workings of like the 9/11 and the administration handled it. But as a movie that was made, I think The Big Short is so much more entertaining. Absolutely, I agree with that.
Yeah, it's like. Man, sorry, I'm going on such a tangent here.
No,
but like,
do it. Absolutely.
I'm starting to think more and more that like there's so many movies made these days and like in the last 10 years and like I think into the foreseeable future where like I think people really like put to the side the fact that like films primarily need to be entertaining.
Yeah.
In the name of like saying something and like you know I think like good art always says something, and if it comes from like an inspired place it's always going to say something, but I do feel like so many times it's like people kind of forget like movies need to be entertaining.
Yeah, right.
For someone to like want to watch it, you know.
Right, at their very core you need to keep the butts in the seats, and you got to be critical of it. Like, do I want to keep watching this? Am I like thinking about other shit? Is my mind drifting? Like, do I even want to invest in your themes? Like,
yeah,
you know,
I feel like we're right in the middle of that, like what's happening right now. And I think it's going to come back around when we're older, but I don't know how long.
Yeah, you know, the movie trends, they come and go. You know, we'll see that. It's very much like the 80s. We're seeing, like, where there was a lot of sequels and a lot of franchises, and the home video market's very similar to, like, the streaming service market. Eventually, like, people kind of get maybe sick of some of the crap, and the pendulum will swing the other way. And then it'll go right back in like 40 years. Then we'll be dealing with the same fucking problem, or even 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, that's how it goes, you know. But yeah, what's the Wi-Fi? I think you're right. Like when a movie is entertaining, like it is good. Like, and even if something maybe in the moment people are like, oh, because like there is a lot of like this movie has to represent my values, and like it can't even challenge them going on right now. And in a lot of ways, there's a lot of things that are very fair in that way. But it's like, you know, if then all of a sudden it's not entertaining anymore.
Yeah, right. And yeah, our intention, if it's the intention to provoke and it comes from a place that's not just meant to be like, you know, propaganda hate, then I think it's totally valid to make. Absolutely. It's art. It's meant to be challenging. It's sometimes meant to be provocative. And yeah, when you know, entertaining. Come on, keep me watching.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point that like there's a lot of movies that try really hard to be artistic. That it's just like that was like experimental and like in a sense interesting, but yeah, it's like it's a bit of a chore to like watch it.
Sometimes, right? Like I'm pretty much at the point where like I basically only have those movies left to watch. So I'm like, I guess I'll give this a shot. However, I shouldn't say that. The Amy Adams doing this tier list, there was a few gems I hadn't seen before that weren't like that were just very entertaining movies. But yeah, man, I feel you 100%.
It's like one of those things where like I really want to see Moonlight, for instance, but like I'm like, oh man, not tonight. Like I want to watch something like funny tonight, and like maybe that's more of a thing on me where I'm like being lazy, but it's just like, oh man, it's like I want to watch it, but like I know it's gonna be like so hard to watch or something, you know, like.
Oh hey, I'm not too sure. I might watch. Hey, hit it in the Discord, and I'll watch Moonlight and let you know.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, so a movie that I really really like is The Florida Project. I'm sure I've probably spoken about it on the stream. Have you seen The Florida Project?
Yes, and I'm right there with you. A big fan. Love it.
I really really like it because I think that that's a movie that something unique it did, at least for like, to my knowledge. So like it took like a pretty like dark setting. Like it's about this like young mom and her daughter who are in poverty and they're living out of a motel in Florida, and like it's a very sad story, and like the mom has to do some sketchy things to make money, and like this kid is like not getting what she needs to grow up like a normal child, but it's like played in such a, so it's primarily from the perspective of the child, and so there's this like whimsical playful nature to it that is just like very like, it's like got nice heart to it. Yeah, it's heartbreaking, but it's so like there's an element that it's like fun to watch because you're like with this kid, and like a child, doesn't like intellectually know their situation in that way. So like she's like having fun and joking around and stuff, and like it kind of takes this like weight off, but with also keeping the weight there in this very interesting way to put it through her perspective. And I just think that movie is like such a brilliant way to take a heavy story and make it also entertaining without pulling any of its authenticity. And I think there's probably more ways to do that. It's just like really difficult. Yeah, I'd love to see more movies like that. If anyone in chat or if you know of anything where like it does that similar thing, or that's like, I don't know, like revenge picks are sometimes very fun to watch, and like they're
satisfying, definitely satisfying.
You get like. Yeah,
it's fun to go through the whole motion.
Yeah. But anyways,
Florida Project.
The end of my tangent.
No, I agree though. Florida Project is really good. It's got one of your faves, Willem Dafoe.
Oh, it does, man. It's so funny. Someone was saying that to me yesterday, or the other day, because I was like, "Oh, I love this movie," and then I said like, "Oh," and then they were like, "Oh, you like it because Willem Dafoe's in it." I was like, "Man, it has become public knowledge that I like love Willem Dafoe, isn't it? Like, do I just talk about Willem Dafoe all the time?"
Hey, that's okay. We have our fans. We all have our celebs.
I do love Willem Dafoe, though.
Love yourself a Dafoe, absolutely.
Oh, Mud, yeah, I haven't seen it.
Mud, similar vibes to Florida Project, definitely. Yep, absolutely. Mud has a lot of heart too. It's great.
That's Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, I would say that's good. That's I think it's Jeff Nichols' movie, and Jeff Nichols did Take Shelter, which is also a really fantastic movie. Yeah, absolutely. Any Jeff Nichols movie, I'm on board. But hey, hey, back to Vice.
Yeah.
Where should we plant this puppy? You think we do this?
I think with all things considered, and like the comparisons of Amy Adams' performances in movies, I think that this is a C. And I want to state it's still a very good performance.
Absolutely.
She does it very well. There's no issues with her performance, but I don't think she really has bad performances personally. So that's why this one is a C, because someone else could have done it.
Let's do it. Bloop.
Nice. If anyone in chat disagrees, please let us know.
Hit us up. Yeah, absolutely. I've already adjusted my enchanted score. I'm absolutely willing to adjust the Vice as well.
Nice. That was a take a drink moment.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I did. Here, I'll take a drink. Absolutely. Pepsi Blue goes with the color scheme. So good. All right, what next?
Boy. Oh, boy. I guess I should pick one, hey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well. Let's talk about Doubt. I think kind of to bring it back to, so this movie is pretty heavy. Yeah, and this is one of those ones where it's a little bit harder to watch in general, but it is a very good movie. I personally So yeah, I think this is a lesser known movie. Like I don't know what its box office was like, but I did seek this movie out because this is a movie adaptation of a play by a playwright called John Patrick Shanley, and then he actually directed the movie as well. I believe this is the last movie he directed. He's like directed maybe like a handful of movies. I think this is the only one where he adapted a play of his own to a movie. The other ones that he's done, I think, were like he wrote the screenplay.
Oh yeah.
He did he did Moonstruck with Cher and Nicolas Cage, which we've talked about on the screen before. But he also did do Joe versus the Volcano. That's what it's called, which I haven't seen. But I hear it ain't so great.
Definitely not one of the stronger movies.
But Doubt is, yeah. So John Patrick Shanley is probably one of the most famous living American playwrights. He was born and raised in the Bronx, came from an Irish Catholic family. I think had an abusive father. Kind of like your like typical movie story of what like an Irish Catholic kid who grew up in the 60s and 70s in the Bronx would be like. And so he writes from that place in a lot of his stuff, and Doubt is no different. So Doubt is it takes place in the 60s, and basically it takes place in a Roman Catholic school, all boys school. And so it was originally a three-hander play. There's two nuns, Sister Aloysius, I think, which is played by Meryl Streep in the movie, Sister James, which is played by Amy Adams, and then the priest, Father Flynn, played by Philip Seymour Hoffman. That one's for you. What's the Wi-Fi? Basically the story surrounds, so Father Flynn is this charismatic priest, and he is advocating for like reform in these schools, and this school has just accepted their first black student. This is the 60s in the Bronx, in this Catholic school where a lot of bad things happened. And so this is kind of what's happening. The movie's called Doubt because it's very much like the theme of the movie. Basically, this story surfaces that Father Flynn may have been doing inappropriate things with this only black student. His name is, what is his name? Martin something, I think. And then Viola Davis is also in the movie. I don't know if I think the play is just a 300, but she's the mother of the boy. It's basically like, it is like a play on film. There's like a lot of like dialogue scenes, but with that, it's like very well written dialogue that has all sorts of beats and gives like the actors tons of material to work with where they can like really go nuts and like pull big performances. I'm a really big fan of John Patrick Shanley because I have like acted on stage in some work of his, and there's a play called Danny in the Deep Blue Sea, which is one of my favorites, and I've put that on before. So I'm pretty like, I did a pretty big deep dive into his work, and if you like solid dramatic acting performances and like, you really want to get into that, this is definitely a movie for that. Like if you're an aspiring actor or you want to kind of learn more about classical or like theater and just like character pieces, I would definitely recommend this movie. Because of all the stuff I said, the acting is really great. The actors have tons of stuff to work with. We've got 4 actors that are all fantastic and all are like well known for being good actors. So in that sense, Amy Adams really gets held up by all the material that she's been given to work with. Her character, Sister James, is good. I mean, she's probably the most minor of the 4 characters. I can't really remember like Viola Davis's character. I mean, maybe her and Viola Davis's character not so much. It's more so about the Father Flynn, and then the Sister Aloysius or whatnot, played by Meryl Streep. But Amy Adams' character, she kind of takes on, she starts as kind of this like naive nun teacher, and then like as she kind of learns about corruption and stuff, she gets a little bit corrupted herself. So she definitely has a journey, and it's good. It's very good.
Nice.
Very interesting piece. I don't know if I have much more else to say. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role in this, for an
nice.
Oscar in this. Meryl Streep probably won an Oscar for this movie.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I definitely remember it around Oscar season. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it actually did hit a lot during Oscar season, and I don't know if his like 2 movies in the '80s hit at all during Oscar season or not. I was not alive, so I wouldn't know.
Well, I think Cher was definitely the talk of the town when Moonstruck came out.
Yeah, that's fair, and she should have been. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Moonstruck, huge.
It's
hit.
funny because Moonstruck is like it's like a comedy drama type thing, and this is just so much more somber.
Oh yeah, 100%. Just the subject matter alone.
This one.
Now, I haven't seen this movie. However, I did watch the trailer, and I watched a few scenes actually to prep for it.
Oh, nice.
I had like 48 hours, even less, to watch some Amy Adams movies, so I had to kind of pick a few. I got 5 in. This one slipped by, but I did, make sure to get a taste of it. I watched an exchange between Viola Davis and Meryl Streep. And yeah, it definitely seems more, from what I've gathered, 100% more like a Meryl Streep movie. But wow, the scene between Viola Davis and Meryl Streep is so good, legit. Wow. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Oscar bait. I think it's the worst to me. But like this movie is legitimate. It is very well acted, and like you said, a brilliant writer. So you know what? Absolutely, totally worth watching it. If not the whole movie, at least watch some of the performances and the scenes. I bet those scenes will convince you to watch the whole movie, but it totally is worth watching. I'm gonna watch it pretty much immediately, because I mean, I knew about the subject matter. I knew it was one of the movies about the some of the stuff and the wrongdoings in the Catholic Church. There are a few of those movies, and so it's definitely a good one.
Yeah, it's good, and like. Just speaking of doubt, this is another one like that movie, The Hunt, which we've talked about before, where like once the seed of doubt is planted, it's just it's like an interesting phenomenon, the way that it just like kind of takes over a person's mind or collective minds. And that plays in this movie too. I mean, it's the name of the movie.
Oh boy, where would you put this in terms of a Amy Adams performance?
So I think that this deserves a B.
Okay.
Because I think that it was very, very good. She did really well. But my qualm is that she is a little bit lesser than those other two. Her character is a little bit lesser. So it's not necessarily. Yeah, it's not as much an Amy Adams piece, but the time that she is on screen, she's great, and like she holds up with everybody else. She was nominated for different awards for this movie. It was good.
Nice, that's fantastic.
That's what I would say.
Can't wait to watch the rest of it. It really did. It was.
You're an Amy head now. You hopped on that train and you only got a one-way ticket, my friend.
Oh
yeah,
boy,
you ain't getting
I've been
off.
a Meryl head my whole life though, so you know what? This is just a double train. Ooh,
yeah. What about a Hoffman head?
Hey, you know what? Hoffman had that train parked a long time ago.
When he died.
Yeah, that train slowed down, and then it's
I'm not stamping his death. I'm stamping the movie.
No, but honestly though, I love Philip Seymour Hoffman, and he was a genuine talent. It's a shame he passed away so soon.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
No. Friend. Okay, I am just gonna grab one more drink. So I will be right back. But yeah, if you want to pick the next one to chat about, I'll join you in a moment.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. Here we go.
And sorry, one more reminder. In about 25 minutes, we're going to give away the movie. So if you are hanging out and you haven't entered our movie giveaway, ! Enter, and you could have a chance to win.
Oh, that's exciting. Absolutely. Chance to win a used DVD. I like used DVDs more than real DVDs, just because they're good. They've been tested out. You're not getting some bullshit. Someone's watched this puppy through it. Here, what movie to pick? You know what? I'm gonna go for Julie and Julia. This is a movie I watched earlier today. It's a movie I've known about for a long time. Big fan of the movie. I think it's a total sweetheart of a movie. Give it a snug. Total sweetie of a movie. Meryl Streep. Again, it's a Meryl Streep and Amy Adams movie. I don't know. Maybe they just really enjoy working with each other. Maybe there's something there. Maybe it's coincidence. But it's great to see them back. And if you're a fan of cooking, this movie's for you. Even if you're not a fan of cooking, I think this movie's for almost anyone. When I was younger, I brushed it off. As a teenager, again, I wasn't the target demo. But I watched it now. I think it's a totally fantastic movie. Total sweetie. Meryl Streep is definitely, I think, more of a main performer in the movie than Amy Adams. But I'll give you the gist of the movie. Julie, played by Amy Adams, is a little lost in her life. She plays, I believe, someone that handles the insurance claims for 9/11 victims. And it's a really kind of morbid life. And the one thing that cheers her up is when she goes home and she cooks some food. And I really appreciated that. I appreciated the detail that it had into the recipes, them talking about it. A lot of great shots of cooking food in a real kitchen, too. It didn't look like a Hollywood kitchen. It looked like a real kitchen, which is fantastic to see. So she's following the recipes of Julia Child, and she's making a blog from recipe to recipe, and she made it a challenge to herself to do X amount of days, X amount of Julia Child recipes. And then it cuts back to Julia Child around the same time as Amy Adams. And it goes through Julia Child's having similar issues as Amy Adams and how she solved it and how she went along with it. And it was really sweet, just that it showed these two characters at different time periods, separated by about 50 years, going through very similar problems and dealing with it in a very similar way with cooking and diving into the passion of cooking. I think it's a total sweet movie. Like I said, I highly recommend it. Great acting. It's a Nora Ephron movie, so I mean, I'm hooked. I'm glad to see another great Nora Ephron movie. I think maybe in the late 90s, Nora Ephron wasn't hitting them out of the park. But she wrote When Harry Met Sally. She wrote Sleepless in Seattle. Just two fantastic movies. I love those. So it's great to see her do another total sweetie movie here. Highly recommend it. And I think Amy Adams does a great job here. It's one of her earlier roles. And like I said, I think Amy Adams has progressed and really gotten better and better throughout the years. So I would say, like, Meryl Streep is better in the movie than Amy Adams. But Amy Adams is really fantastic in this movie, and she makes it great. Couldn't see anyone else playing it. Thumbs up for Julie and Julia, 100%. A gem that isn't maybe talked about too much anymore, but I recommend it, especially for anyone that, like I said, loves cooking. Highly recommend it.
Nice, man. I think I have like doubt up or oh yeah, I guess that is just showing underneath. Silly me.
But you know, I'm not too sure if you know too much about Julia Parker, but
no, I haven't.
Or if you have any feelings on it.
I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's I'd say it's totally worth watching. I mean, I know you're a fan of cooking, so maybe you enjoy a movie about the passion of cooking.
Sweet. Yeah, it sounds good. What would you rank it?
Where would I rank this?
Performance?
I would probably rank this a This isn't a shot at the movie. I think the movie's great, but in terms of Amy Adams' performance, I would put it at a C. It's just not as amazing as some of them. I'm tempted to give it a B, but when I think about the movie, what I really think about is the Julia Child character. I love the Amy Adams story, but the performance, comparing it to the other ones, I don't think it's up there with the rest. Very well done, but maybe a C.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, I'm gonna plop it there. If anybody else has any comments on that, that's no problem.
Yeah, speak now or forever hold your peace, my friends.
Absolutely. Call back to doubt. Yes. Here we go. So yeah, what's next?
Thank you, What's Wi-Fi, for vocally holding your peace. Gee whiz. Let's get American Hustle out of the way, shall we?
Yeah, go for it.
So you haven't seen the movie, Ed? You got? Is it something to do with the director?
It might be. I don't know. I do not like David O. Russell. I think he's an actual asshole. I don't think he's Cimino level destructive, but I think he's beyond Cimino level asshole. I don't know why he keeps getting cast. I don't get good vibes from him. Read any story about him, it just seems like a total douche. So anytime he has any like nice moment in a movie, I just feel like it's made by a total like fucking asshole. So it just doesn't feel authentic. But either way, you know. And I've also tried watching some of his movies. I don't think they're that good. And that wasn't a bias based on me like hating him initially. I just, you know, didn't like the ones that I saw. I thought. He thinks there's more to his movies than there actually is. You know?
Yeah, fair enough. What was his latest movie? I'm trying to remember. Was that Silver Linings Playbook? Was that the last movie he did?
No, he did Silver Linings before American Hustle, I think, in 2011.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, that's all good.
It was Joy, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, he definitely did Joy.
Didn't see Joy.
Didn't see it. No, I'm not like, you know, I'm not the old Russell head. Like, you know, to me, he's like a mix between like PTA and Michael Bay. I don't know. Either way, not.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that the movie doesn't have fantastic performances and talent behind it. I should say that. Like, just because I don't like David Russell doesn't mean everything's a waste, or like an Amy Adams performance doesn't matter. All that stuff is totally great, and I'm sure the movie is totally fine, right?
Yeah,
it's not
the movie is good. I've seen a handful of David O. Russell movies, and Amy Adams has been in The Fighter, this one. I don't know if she's been in his other movies. I don't know.
She got shot in the head in Three Kings.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen Three Kings.
No, she didn't.
The movie's good. It takes place, I believe, in the 70s. I took a couple notes. I don't know. So it's an adaptation, or it's inspired by a true story. It's not a directly true story, but like the characters are based off of real people. So again, this one,
that's cool.
This one, the main character, you could say, is Christian Bale's character, Irving Rosenfeld, and Amy Adams plays opposite him, much like Vice. I do think that this is just at face value a more interesting watch than Vice, probably a funner watch.
Okay.
I would say maybe Vice is more interesting because it's like more grounded in like something that actually happened, and the characters are more interesting. But in terms of like fun moments and stuff, this movie's a little more fun. So it's about this con man played by Christian Bale named Irving Rosenfeld, and he kind of has this like con man partner, con woman partner, played by Amy Adams, called Sydney Prosser. And basically, I think the way the movie works is they get like caught in a scam, and so they have to kind of like work with the FBI to like sting somebody else, like the mafia or something. So it's got kind of like a vibe like that, and like the Christian Bale character is like really smart and played up as really smart, and he's kind of always one step ahead, and it's kind of one of those, it's kind of like a heist movie without being a heist movie. Kind of trying to figure out who's doing it, who's gonna pull the wool over someone else's eyes, and in that sense it's fun. I do think, however, the movie's pretty good is what I'd say. I do think that Amy Adams plays a particularly very strong role in this movie.
Okay.
She actually was nominated. I believe this is her only Best Actress nomination. I think maybe her other ones have been Best Supporting. I could be wrong, though. But she was nominated for Best Actress for this movie. And there are, like, Jennifer Lawrence is in this movie, too, as a very strong performer. Like, I think it says something that she's nominated for Best Actress for this movie. So her other nominations were all supporting.
Even Arrival, huh? Or was she even nominated?
I don't think she was even nominated, unless I'm just like reading her wiki page. She was nominated for Golden Globe Award for Arrival, Best Actress in a Drama, but
they don't like sci-fi over at the Academy. She played it too subtle.
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. But I think that her and Jennifer Lawrence both won a Golden Globe for their performances in this movie, because it works a little differently. There was like one of them won Best Actress in a comedy or musical, and then one of them won like Best Actress in a feature film or something like that. But it just goes to show there was a lot of strong female performances in that movie. And so her character, she has some range. Like, I don't want to give too much of it away. you know, she's a bit of a con artist herself, but she definitely has some range. She plays super well. She's a very strong character in this movie too, which is great to see. And so I do think that she lifted this movie up particularly. I do think Christian Bale is often very, very good, and his character was great as well. But I think a lot of the credit to the movie being good goes to her. Man, what's his name? Is in the movie as the like
Jeremy
FBI
Renner?
agent. Jeremy Renner's.
Renner.
Renner.
Sorry, Renner.
Jeremy Renner's in it, but he plays. Yeah, they're trying
Is
to
it
sting
Bradley
this
Cooper?
politician. Bradley Cooper. Yeah, Bradley Cooper's the FBI agent, and he's got like a perm, and he's like funny and like manic and shit. But it's fun. It's weird. Like I personally find like the funniest role that he did was like his character in The Hangover, in my opinion. And it's like
Sure,
not
yeah.
even like a. It's not like a. It's like a.
It's
It's,
the-
like
it's
a
the straight
gag
man.
movie.
Yeah, right. He does a pretty good straight man, like in that movie, 100%.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot of work to pull off a good straight man. Like a lot of people think like, oh, it's the fucking whoever the crazy comedy person is. Like Zach Galifianakis is doing the work. Like it does take a lot of work to do a good straight man.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, this movie, do I recommend it? I think it's pretty fun. I think this is on par with Vice. If you are at an Airbnb and the DVD's on the shelf, pop her in and you'll have a fun night. Yeah.
Where should we pop this puppy?
Yeah, so I do think that her performance is quite good in it. Man, I want to say B+ for this movie as well.
Okay.
But just looking at the other movies left, I think I'm going to give it a B just because American
good.
Hustle from the $5 bin at Walmart.
Ooh, hey, you know, that sounds like a pretty good
right.
choice.
Yeah, just because like the movie was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, totally.
I think she lifted it up, but yeah. I think a B is fair.
Pop it in B, no problem whatsoever. I think that sounds about right. I mean, I remember the hype around that movie. Again, I just avoid it because I fucking hate David O. Russell. And I think there's some chicanery between him and Amy Adams behind the set.
Like they didn't get along?
Maybe worse than that. I don't want to slander or say anything that's maybe been proven false or anything like that. But I think there was some potential bad stuff going on there. Either way, but yeah, for a movie performance though, I remember her being the talk of the town for a little bit with how she knocked it out of the park. So yeah, absolutely, B totally makes sense.
Yeah, man, I almost want to put it in an A. Let's leave it at a B for now.
Okay, hey, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that movie.
Boom, stamp and take a drink. Oh, double drink. Oh boy.
What do you want to do next?
Boy, we're down to the 3. We're down to 3. Oh boy. I had some stuff to say about these movies. Oh boy. Maybe.
Go ahead.
pardon me? Yeah, maybe Nocturnal Animals.
Nice. I was about to say that too. It's been a minute since I've seen it, but I know it's literally been a minute since you've seen it. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's it about?
It's cool. It's like a storyception. It's a story within a story. It's about Amy Adams. She plays someone that has been married twice. She's on her second marriage with Armie Hammer, and she is sent a manuscript from a book written from her first husband. And it's a very kind of grim and violent story. And as she reads it, she's trying to communicate with the husband, and it also cuts back to their relationship and the falls and the stuff that led to them eventually breaking up. And it also shows some scenes of her like comparing herself to her mother, who's like of a higher class and whatnot. Either way, so she's trying to communicate more and more with her first husband throughout the entire movie.
Played by Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Jake Gyllenhaal, he's fantastic. And yeah, so she's clearly fallen out of love with her second husband, Armie Hammer. Maybe regrets leaving Jake Gyllenhaal and arranges to meet up. And at the end, you know, we'll get there, but he isn't there. Spoiler. He doesn't show up at the end. Does he stand her up, or I don't know, maybe worse. There's a few different things at play there, which I really appreciate about this movie. Is that does it feature Amy Adams as much as some of these other movies? I don't think so. Like the poster shows Amy Adams very prominently, but I would say the movie is like 70% Michael Shannon and Jake Gyllenhaal in this revenge story that Jake Gyllenhaal wrote. Like it's the story as Amy Adams is reading it is visualized, and we see the movie play out. So it's like a revenge thriller within this like kind of smaller drama, which is kind of interesting. I liked at the end though, you're not too sure if maybe the manuscript is either real or if it's maybe a metaphor for Jake Gyllenhaal's suicide, or did he just stand her up? You know, there's a lot at play there, which is cool. And as we talked about last time, this is one of the few movies directed by Tom Ford. And you told me about him, and he sounds like a really interesting guy. That he was like the lead designer of Prada or something like that.
Gucci, yeah.
Gucci, wow.
So yeah, I have a big man crush on Tom Ford.
Hey,
he's
don't we all?
unbelievable. So yeah, Tom Ford was not originally in the filmmaking business, in the entertainment industry. He was very successful as a fashion designer, and he eventually like was creative director or whatever. He basically ran Gucci, and then he left Gucci to start his own line, Tom Ford. Yeah, he has his own line. He has his own company. It's super successful.
He makes the most beautiful luggage. I agree.
And then yeah, he was like, I guess after that venture became successful enough, he was like, I've always loved movies and I'd love to direct them. And so this was his second movie, and I believe he's only directed 2.
Yeah, 2, and I think he's working on a 3rd right now.
Yeah,
that'll be cool. I'm excited to see that.
And like, I didn't see his first movie. I think it's called A Single Man with Colin Firth. Is it?
Yeah.
But I heard it was good, and then when I saw this movie, I was like, man, this movie was very, like, especially for some like a sophomore movie from a director who like wasn't someone who grew up as like a movie, whatever. I guess he probably always had a love for movies, but anyways, I was very impressed. None to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a man who understands beauty. That's a good way to put it.
He's competent, and yeah, there's a lot of emphasis on visuals in this movie. For some of it, in Amy Adams' world, in the story, it's kind of a little more standard shooting, but very well done in terms of the intense moments, intense filmmaking. You really feel it. But some of the visuals are very provocative. It starts off with some very provocative imagery. I think it's challenging body images in a lot of the movie. In terms of visuals, it shows body kinds of all different shapes and sizes, prominently and nude, which is a very kind of like artistic expression approach, which is kind of what I appreciate seeing in movies. You know, movies, they are an art form, and very rarely you see just like someone trying to just present like basically like an art piece, just a visual piece of actual like art. And this movie does that a few times, just like straight up visual design that has meaning in its own bubble even. I mean, it does connect to the themes of the movie, but there are some very distinct visuals that are wholly unique to this movie that you literally will not see anywhere else. And I think that is something that's very impressive and goes to show that how good of a designer this person is at their core, their absolute core, clearly. Distinct visual style, and like I said, the thriller within the movie is also very competent, and you can feel the thrills. Like what he was trying to do with that, he executed pretty well.
Yeah, and you know, I can't stress enough how many like sophomore movies get effed up.
That's like it's a joke, right? It's literally like a trend of saying like the sophomore movies, they're gonna blow. Right?
Yeah, like of a breakout director. Yeah, if Tarantino did it, anybody will do it.
Right. Mallrats is a famous example of a bad sophomore movie. Falling up from Clerks.
Yeah, man, I saw another movie with Jake Gyllenhaal just because we were thinking about it. Because I really enjoyed Nightcrawler. That was a very good movie. And then the sophomore movie. Oh, hey, Wolf. Thank you very much for the follow.
Oh, hey,
Great to
I
see
really
ya.
appreciate that.
You came at the right time. In about 5 minutes,
awesome.
We are doing a DVD giveaway. We're going to draw a name. So if you want to enter, it's !enter. If you win, we will whisper to you and mail that DVD wherever you want, wherever you are in the world, or whoever you want to send it to. But we're about to give it away in about 5 minutes or so here.
Some good choices. We've been a lot of awesome DVDs. I highly recommend sticking around for that. At
Yeah,
least,
we're gonna have. So I'm gonna have 3 options for the winner, and then the winner gets to choose what they want. It's a used DVD, so yeah,
Wow.
nobody get too
This is
excited.
the good one. Oh, I would get like I said, I prefer used DVDs because you know they're good.
Yeah,
You know they've been
cheers.
played. They're not broken.
But anyway, speaking of software more movies, did you see the second movie by I can't even remember the director's name, but he's a screenwriter. He's written some other stuff before, but he did Velvet Buzzsaw, the Netflix movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that
Tony
was
Gilroy?
such a flop. Dan Gilroy. Yeah.
Dan Gilroy. Dan Gilroy.
Dan Gilroy. Yeah, that movie was so bizarre. Yeah, but Nightcrawler was great, and like it was also another movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal. Like the talent was there, but I don't know. It was just really weird all over the place.
Sophomore
Totally
movies,
different.
man.
Totally
but
different.
Tom Ford.
But anyways,
pulled it
Tom
off, in my
Ford.
opinion.
Raise a glass to Tom Ford. I would say that son of a gun knows how to
Did
make
it.
art.
Yeah, he really does. Like the movie itself, like the sum, what it all equaled, I thought was a pretty well-made, competent movie. I didn't think it was. I thought it was an incredibly well-made, artistic, like 7.5 out of 10 kind of thing. Like I didn't think that, although it was interesting and did leave me thinking about the ending and whatnot, I didn't think it went too far in. Like the 75% of it, like I know there was bigger themes at play and there was some storyception going on.
Yeah.
75% of it was a pretty standard revenge thriller, satisfying one.
That's fair.
But,
That's fair.
But it was definitely that. And but Amy Adams, what screen time she did have was very different from the rest of these roles, and I thought she played it very well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, where would you put that on the tier list in
Boy,
terms of
you
her
know,
performance?
I would put this at a Nocturnal Animals. Boy, I would put this at either an A or a B. You know, I feel like I want to give the movie more of an A, but Amy Adams' performance, I would put it more in a B.
Hey, man, follow your gut. Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think that's fair. Yeah. It has been a minute since I've seen it, and I don't contest that. So I think that's means it deserves to be in a B.
Okay, I'll plop it in there. I just feel like it was more of a Jake Gyllenhaal movie than an Amy Adams movie.
And man, that's the thing. Hey, like she has so
Yeah.
many good performances, but she just doesn't. Man, she's always like a supporting character. It's too bad.
The ones that she starred in, though, wow, love them.
Yeah,
honestly, her best.
Yeah, she's great. Well, we got 2 left. Oh, we got to stamp that movie
Oh yeah, stamp and a drink.
and a drink for that stamp.
Oh boy, are we gonna do the DVD before we do our last two?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Okay, it's time to do that DVD giveaway. So if there are any last-minute lurkers who want to join, ! Enter. But otherwise, we're gonna draw in a moment. Yeah, I think we could do Hillbilly Elegy and then Arrival if you're down.
Boom, let's do that. Absolutely.
Okay, let me pull up the old giveaway Rooney
Oh,
here.
I'm excited. Super excited. Love it when it happens.
Don't
Love
get
seeing
too
the movies
excited.
you picked.
Bit of a bottom of the barrel pick today.
Oh, any DVD's a gem, you know?
Oh yeah, I hope you're still here, Hayden, because if we draw you, this could be your moment.
I'm excited. Hayden, best
Okay.
of luck.
Gonna close the giveaway.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go. You ready?
I am.
You ready for a winner? Okay. And the winner is. It's taking a moment. Oh,
Hayden!
Oh shit!
Yeah!
Oh
Hayden,
shit!
you did it!
And with with a 20% chance. This is
Oh, wow,
as
that's your
narrow as it
greatest-
gets. Oh gee, Hayden, I sure hope you're
That's
still here,
awesome.
my friend.
Oh, Hayden, I hope so. Oh boy, we could probably get in contact with Hayden if not, or do we do a second draw?
1 sec, sorry.
Uh-oh, we'll see if we can get in contact with Hayden. Because I know Hayden has been mentioning in the Discord that he really wants this.
Just messaged Hayden. I think it's gonna happen.
Oh boy.
We'll give him a little minute. We'll give him a minute here.
Oh boy, it's probably a good time though to mention while Hayden's mentioning. If you haven't already, maybe check out our Discord if you're down for that kind of thing. We got some movie memes in there.
Yeah.
And I'm currently doing a guarantee where if you suggest or even just type in any movie into our Discord, I'll watch it. I'll give a full detailed review, minimum 500 words, exclusively for the movie that you picked. Whether I've seen it or not, I will rewatch it and give my 2 cents on it. Absolutely. I'm not just going to write it down and be like, yeah, sure, I'll get to it. I'll actually watch the movie you suggest.
Nice. Okay, we'll give him a quick minute. Looks like he's available on Discord. Hey, didn't come back.
Oh, boy, hair. Well, do we want to...
Oh, shit!
You're here. Yes! Woo!
You
Hayden,
won.
You did
You
it.
won, pal.
Whoa, you did it. Congrats.
Had us on mute. I'm minorly offended, but
Oh,
okay.
Hey, you know, it happens. That happens. It's all good.
You
He was,
won. Can
he
you
was a
believe
super
it?
big fan of Julie Julia and didn't like its ranking.
It unmuted us. Didn't contest it, but muted us. Simple
Yeah,
as
right?
that. Okay, well, are you ready to see your options?
Oh, that's exciting. Oh,
Okay,
it's
here we go. Again, bit of a bottom of the barrel night, but hey, a DVD is a DVD is a DVD.
love
So,
it. It's
okay.
good stuff.
I'm going to start with one. We actually mentioned this movie tonight, and it's not an Amy Adams movie, though, so don't get too excited. We almost thought maybe there was a little confusion that Amy Adams might have been in this movie.
Oh, hey.
This first movie is The Dark Knight,
Whoa.
a movie that everybody knows, the widescreen edition.
Oh, the
Classic.
widescreen edition. Nice.
This is when superhero movies became cool, and Hollywood was like, we can make a lot of money on these.
Make some slicky dough on that. Oh, boy.
The Dark Knight.
Nice. Any bonus features on that bad boy?
Oh, you bet. What do we got
Ooh.
here? We've got different languages. No promises of bonus features, but there is a promise on the back. Prepare to be wowed.
Oh, nice. Good.
I mean, a man died for this movie to get made, so it better be fucking good.
Absolutely. He was assassinated. Yep.
Okay. Option 2. All right. Option 2 is a scary movie.
Ooh.
It is a remake of a Japanese movie, probably the most famous American remake of a Japanese horror film.
Oh, it's one of the two.
Yeah, this was the first one.
Okay,
This
so
is
it's
the
Ring
first
and
one.
not
The
Grudge.
Ring.
Woo!
But unfortunately, in case you're keeping score, this is a full screen version and not wide.
Oh, nice. Take up the full screen. Gotta love it. If you have a full screen tube CRT TV, this is the movie.
The Ring, the best scary movie since The Sixth Sense, which is not saying a lot.
Oh, boy. That's
What does
nice.
it say on the back? So good, it's scary. These are
Whoa.
not great recommendations. You know what? I don't think I've actually
like it.
seen The Ring.
Oh, really? It's actually pretty solid. I'll admit it. There's some good scares in it. There's like Gore Verbinski directed it. It's pretty solid. I'll admit it.
Yeah, I've seen The Grudge and I've seen Ju-On. I saw Ju-On when it came out when I was like 11, and it was absolutely terrifying, and I shouldn't have seen it as a kid.
Oh, nice.
I'll put it that
That's
way.
fair. Yo.
Yeah, The Ring, and you even have your little like DVD insert ad, so you could give that to a friend and tell them
Nice.
about the movie. So that's option number 2. You ready for option number 3?
Oh, boy. I'm excited.
Sorry, let me just peel off there's like a discount sticker on here from however
Oh,
this was
those are just as
originally
valuable.
purchased. So let me just take those off so that it doesn't skew your perspective of the value. Just one moment
It
here.
should be much lower than it actually is.
Okay, so this is a bit of an oddball pick, but hey, it is a value pick. Your third option is the complete second and third season of Viva La Bam.
Whoa!
Right?
That's insane.
Look what he's
You're
doing
giving
to his
this
dad.
away?
That's completely disrespectful.
Whoa!
What he's doing to his dad.
Viva La
Yeah,
Bam.
Viva La Bam, Bam Margera, and he's with his parents, Phil, I believe, and what's his mom's name? Phil and it's like
Linda?
Heather's April.
April, nice.
April, Phil, and then his uncle Don Vito's in this. But Don Vito's a bit of a shady character. He's passed away since. I think he might have had some allegations. But yeah, there's 3 discs here. You know what Viva La Bam is what you've been missing in your life? Well,
Is that the selection then?
you
or
won't
is
have
that
to miss
just,
it anymore.
tempted?
Yeah, there's
That's
one of.
great.
I think is this Don Vito? That's got to be Don Vito, his uncle. But anyways, yeah. For some reason, this is just the 2nd and 3rd season.
I've seen the other 2, so yeah. Okay, nice.
So yeah, you're not gonna get. This is uncensored though. So if you watch this on TV back in the day, this would be an even more unhinged experience for you. So yeah, I'm just gonna review it for you here. You got some choices to make, just in time for the new Jackass movie.
It's true.
Yeah,
He's not
Viva-
in it, but
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, did you? There's a whole thing, isn't there? Man, it's so
Yeah.
sad. It's so sad. Yeah,
Real.
he's not in it because he didn't get sober. But it sounds like they kind of effed him around, or well, according to
Yeah.
him. But yeah, now that just now I'm down, Ed.
This is what we do in the stream, man. We bring up Matthew Broderick,
I'm
and we bring
down,
up
yeah.
Viva La Bam.
Dude, I felt so sorry for him because we just went live to Instagram like crying about it, and it was so sad.
Oh man, Bam.
It was really
Margera.
hard to watch, and then I think he deleted
Yeah.
it. But like,
Well,
and he was
I-
like wasted. He was puking. He was like.
I hope he
puking
gets the
and
help he
crying.
needs.
Yeah, it was really sad, man, and it sucks that he can't do it with them. I don't know. Yeah, I hope he gets the help he needs, man. I
Yeah,
hope he
what-
gets it, and then they do another Jackass movie. And this is the
Or
last
if
one.
not, we can at least find out what he likes, and we can give it to him, and maybe we can get an interview in the show. That's so dark.
Yeah, we're celebrating this 3-part DVD. Thank you, What's the Wi-Fi? That's true. So just to recap it here, your 3 options are The Dark Knight, something that everybody loves, and if you don't like it, you don't know good movies, frankly, and you'll get
Whoa,
shamed.
slam! Whoa!
The Ring,
don't know about
horror
that.
classic. If you haven't seen it, you got to see it. I haven't seen it, so I got to see it. I might give it a little watch-a-rooney before we
yeah,
send
get
it
that.
off, if you choose that. Or curveball, wild pick. Viva La Bam! You're taking Viva La Bam! Oh, you
We have a
own the
winner.
other 2.
Woo!
You
Ding,
own
ding,
the other
ding.
2. Wow, congratulations.
Great
Should
choice.
have a winner.
Absolute.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you already own these 2. Fair enough. The
Woo!
question is, did you even want Viva La Bam, or are you just choosing it because it's the only one you don't already have?
Oh, I think
Look what he
Hayden
does
really
to his
wants Viva
dad.
La Bam.
And remember,
Wouldn't
it
you
would be
want it?
like cool for him to just like wear his shirt open and to like, oh man, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun. You're gonna have a ton of fun watching Viva La Bam.
I highly recommend it. Hayden, and enjoy. It's a gem.
Let me just quickly read to you what it says on the back. The poster boy for How Not to Treat Your Parents is back with 2 more seasons of pranks, stunts, and ridiculous displays of family love. Aww.
Pranks and janks.
The real
I
version of
love it.
Family Guy. In other words, we're not sure how they can still love him. With his entourage of agitators, Bam puts April, Phil, and Don Vito through even more hell as they set out to do nothing but make themselves and all of us laugh our asses off. Well, that's pretty nice.
That's pretty generous.
From hosting a Slayer concert in his backyard to putting Phil and Don Vito in a fat boy face-off. Ooh.
Love it.
Setting sail to a deserted island, reenacting the Civil War. Man, I kind of want to watch this.
Man, he's like taking pot shots of fat people. Then I think it's ironic, Now he's
It
he
is.
like-
Yeah. He put on a lot of weight.
there. You go. You reap what you sow. Boom.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, here we go, getting down again. He's a very sad guy now.
Hey, I hope he gets the help. I'm pretty sure we haven't seen the end of Bam Margera's story. He'll get better.
Yeah, like Steve-O, he fucking turned it around, man. I saw this whole
Exactly right.
documentary where he got addicted to whippets, and he would just like this whole thing where he was like living in his apartment causing terror. Like he was in a bad place, man. And
Yeah,
he
he's
turned
got
it
some
around. He's got a
serious
YouTube
fake teeth.
channel now. He's sober, but he's got fake teeth because he knocked his real ones out. He does magic tricks and he does all sorts of
Fuck yeah.
jackass stuff. It's awesome. And
He's in Pauly Shore movies.
yeah, he has like shitty cameos and shitty movies. But hey, man, that's better than
Buff and Blow.
having troubles. Anyways,
Yeah, I
man,
agree.
you know what? I think we should just change the subject because I can't help but getting down if I keep talking about
hey.
Bam.
Let's.
I really like
change
Bam.
it
There
then.
was a while where I was like,
let's change the subject.
There was a while where I really wanted to like get a cameo from him because he was one of the cheapest people on Cameo. He was like $80 to get a cameo from Bam. But then like it just became sad, man.
I believe it. It's sort of like Andy Dick. Except Andy Dick seems to own the sadness more. He seems more like on brand.
Bam's like sad, man, and he got fucked out of the new Jackass movie. I don't know if that's true. That according to him, that's true. And like,
I think the Ryan Dunn death really fucked him up as well.
Yeah, jeez, man.
Yeah,
that is so sad.
Yeah, you know. Hey, you know what isn't sad though? Watching
Amy Adams
the
tier
terrific
list.
Adams. She is so good.
Okay, well, okay, yeah, and that's that. We'll whisper you later, Hayden, so that we'll make sure you can get your copy of season 2 and 3 of Viva La Bam. Congratulations on your win.
That's fantastic, Hayden. You finally did it. That's great. So thrilled for you.
Yeah, that was good. That was very exciting. Okay, let's finish this puppy off. Okay,
just one more thing about Bam. I'm kidding. Yeah, let's finish this.
Oh, jeez.
Let's. What do you think? Which one do you want to go with first?
I think we should do Hillbilly Elegy, and we should talk about Arrival last. You down for that?
All right, absolutely. Let's do it.
Yeah, so Hillbilly Elegy. I believe I'm the only one. You have not seen this movie yet, right?
I did. I watched it.
Oh, you did watch it. Oh, you did watch it.
100%. I did.
Oh, nice. Well, okay. Since you watched it fresh, tell me what you think about it.
Oh boy. I don't want to hurt feelings here. Look, but I'm also not going to pull punches. What I've been talking about Oscar bait, man, I've been kind of hinting at and setting itself up. I think a lot of these movies are really cool, really unique. I think Ron Howard is a great director. I think Glenn Close is a fantastic actor. I think Amy Adams, obviously, is a fantastic actor. I think Hillbilly Elegy is most certainly not a good movie. I think it is the worst ham-fisted Oscar bait that I have seen in a long time, and I don't think it wasted its talents, though. Like, it is clearly a movie made for performances, and they do it. But it is very melodramatic. It is such a ho-hum story. Like, I know it's based on a true story. However, the true story, I mean, that's cool. It sounds like, yeah, whatever. That's awesome. But the movie based on the true story is not good, in my personal opinion. Yeah, no, I didn't like it. But, however, Amy Adams was really good in this movie. Like, playing, you know, clearly... I'm not too sure if she's bipolar or clearly has some mental health issues, and she's also a drug addict. Does very well in this movie. I think she is the best part, and the acting is really good and really captivating. Just the script and the direction and it just felt uninspired. Really brought that down, which is a shame because there's a lot of people doing a lot of great stuff within this movie. However, for me, the movie wasn't good. And affected my kind of... It didn't fully affect my view on Amy Adams thing, but I mean, if she's like reading out the most melodramatic stuff, there's only so much she can do. So
let's break into that more. What made you dislike the movie?
Like I said, the script problems. I thought it was a very simple movie. It's basically like it's very similar to the movie Anton Fisher that was made a few years ago, but just like the save the cat moment. It wasn't a save the cat moment. It was a save the turtle moment. Like, oh wow, real clever twist on it. Like it starts with him like literally saving it. I'm just like, it was such a by the numbers basic. Like it felt like a Hallmark script, right? Just really simple story beats and just like, yeah, over the top performances at times. It's a lot of yelling, a lot of just like monologues and push-ins with very like awful cliche dialogue. And it's I appreciate the production design. Like it did feel like we were actually maybe in some of these smaller towns at times, like dilapidated towns and whatnot. I did appreciate the authentic feel of that. However, the actual shots themselves, like this was directed by Ron Howard. Talk about some very uninspired, small scope stuff. I mean, I know it's more of an intimate, personal movie, but it was just like very basic, just kind of like coverage and whatnot. I'm like, this person used to do good movies and used to like elevate it, not just put in an okay, like, meh job. Like it just felt, didn't feel unique, definitely, and it didn't even feel competent at times. Yeah, so there were a few issues. But however, one of the issues that I did not have with this movie was the acting, except maybe the main person in like modern time.
The
like
kid.
The kid when he's older. The younger kid actor is phenomenal. Legitimately a great talent. Like truly exceptional. Almost worth watching the movie for that. But I couldn't recommend the rest of the movie at all.
Yeah, that's fair, man. I don't think it was an amazing movie by any means, but I did enjoy it more, it sounds like, than you did. Yeah, I liked that. So what I liked about the movie is that I thought it was less clean than like your typical Oscar bait. Like, you know, I think maybe now that I think about it more, like a lot of the stuff you're saying is ringing true with a lot of the stuff, the way it was played. But I think like, you know, when I think of like The Bright Side, for instance, like I effing hate that movie. But
The Blind Side with Sandra Bullock.
I always get the title wrong. So much I don't.
Yeah,
like
totally, right?
Yeah, I like that. Like it didn't really clean up at the end. The thing is like I think that because it was like an adaptation of a memoir, which was probably fudged a bit to make it an interesting book.
Right.
And that does definitely bleed through into the movie a bit. But I do agree that the acting was really good. I do think that this movie, particularly like Glenn Close, definitely takes more of the spotlight than Amy Adams. But the moments that Amy Adams does have are really good. And like what I really think she did well is like, because her character, so she's the mom. So this movie is it's told from the narrator is like the son. It's basically there's 3 generations. So there's the son, J.D. Vance, and then like his mom played by Amy Adams, and then his grandmother is Glenn Close. And so his mom is a drug addict, and it's like kind of him like dealing with that. And they're from somewhere in Alabama or something, or they're hillbillies. Ohio. There you go.
I think it's supposed to be the Appalachian Mountains. Something like that. That's the typical hillbilly area.
Yeah, and so there's some really good dynamic stuff that Amy Adams does, because like she rides that line that like a drug addict character does, where like she's really sweet to her son, but then if she's going through withdrawal, she's all of a sudden super cold and tough. And then also if she's high, she all of a sudden is like super happy, and like she rides all these different emotions really well.
Yeah.
Throughout
the rage movie too. The rage scenes feel very like, unhinged, legit. The rage that you would encounter, like smacking of the child. Very, very powerful acting to elevate those scenes.
Yeah, like she really had to do some acting.
Yeah.
So, you know, the more I talk about her, the more like I shouldn't minimize her next to Glenn Close. It's just, Glenn Close's character. Honestly,
she's so good in it.
She's so good in it. Yeah, I think Glenn Close's characters, there's a lot more like subtle acting going on too, because like she's kind of has to be this like matriarch of this family and is trying to make things right. And so there's a lot more going on for her character internally, whereas like Amy Adams, the drug addict, is like wearing her character on her sleeve. So it's just different. The way that it's done, you know? Both things require a very good actor. So
she feels wiser. She feels very similar to Amy Adams. Like you can tell they're related, but she's just the wiser version.
Yeah. So, I would definitely elevate Amy Adams' performance above the movie itself. Would you concur there?
1,000,000%. For me, the movie's a D, and the performance for me would be an A.
Yeah, so what does that mean, you know?
Honestly, I think we could probably give an A. The fact that she was able to elevate an awful movie, well, I'll look at it. I'll give it for the perspective of she elevated an awful movie rather than an awful movie bringing her down. Apologies for using the term awful. That movie just stung. And I was watching.
That's fair, man.
It was just like
that's fair. There is a lot of scenes that are like that where you can tell like Ron Howard was like, now this scene is intense.
Oh, it was right, like the entire thing, like so by the like I've seen this movie like a billion times. But
I don't know, man. I don't know if I've ever been a particular fan of Ron Howard. Like I know he's done so many things, so I'm like, what other stuff has he done?
I liked Apollo 13 quite a bit, you know. I even enjoyed Backdraft. I think Backdraft did a lot of interesting stuff for filmmaking. I mean, at least like you hadn't seen some of the stuff in that movie. Yeah, no, he used to do decent stuff. Then he started doing shit like The Dilemma in 2015 with like Vince Vaughn and Kevin James, and it's like, I don't know. It's for me, it's just been downhill ever since.
Yeah, no kidding.
But to speak for Amy Adams, I think she elevates this movie, and the fact that you're able to do that as an actor means you're doing a good job. So I think A is totally fair. How about yourself? Do you think it's an A performance, or how do you feel about
Yeah,
this?
you know what? I will give her that. She went like she had a ton of range in the movie in her performance, and she did all that really well. Yeah, I would give it that.
Okay, all right, Hillbilly Elegy, you're getting
With
an
the
A.
disclaimer that the movie itself is not an A.
Yeah, legitimately, for me personally, I would say avoid it unless you like hate watching movies. Then like totally like, it is like, for me, like classic just Oscar bait is like, oh boy. But at least the performances are good. Sometimes in Oscar bait the performances are jank and it makes it all not worth it. But Glenn, like you said, Glenn Close is phenomenal in this movie, and Amy Adams is so good.
Yeah. Okay, we've got one. Oh, we got to stamp that movie.
Boom, stamp and take a drink. Boom.
Okay, we got one left. Rival.
I love it.
Yeah, so this movie, it's been a little bit since. Did you just watch? No, you saw that.
I did.
Like you had seen it before.
I saw the first 40 minutes before, and then I stopped watching, and then I watched all of it today.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, tell me what you think about this movie.
Yeah, it's about an alien not invading the Earth, but the aliens come to Earth, and it's about our communication with them and the communication of humanity as well. Amy Adams plays a linguistic expert, I believe. Like a doctor in linguistics, I believe, and language.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Renner is also like a scientist of something. I don't know. They probably address it in one line of dialogue. Either way, you got two very smarties. And they're
Jeremy Renner, doesn't he just read smart to you?
Hey, when you put on a pair of glasses, man, he transforms.
Look out.
Jeremy Renner is like, he does an okay job in the movie, but Amy Adams, like, this is a movie that stars Amy Adams. We're talking about some of these movies where Amy Adams isn't really starring in it too much, or this may or may not be someone's movie. This to me is completely 100% Amy Adams movie from start to finish. Jeremy Renner's there. He plays, a good, co-star. But this is all Amy Adams, and it's about, absolutely the communication of the aliens. I appreciate it for the most part. I think it was a very intelligent movie that was maybe at times explain it like I'm five for the audience. Like they would have some follow-up scenes to the kind of, I don't know, brainier scenes that they didn't necessarily need, to hammer in plot points. I'm just like, I think us, the audience, we can watch it and figure out some of the stuff without needing this extra line of dialogue. I don't think we're completely helpless as an audience, but I do appreciate the fact that it was even brainier in the first place compared to a lot of sci-fi movies that get released. Denis Villeneuve, fantastic actor, love him. I'm a big fan of his work, Sicario, Prisoners. Haven't seen the recent Blade Runner, but looking forward to it. Dune, not looking good. Hope you can pull it out. But Arrival, I think, is a really awesome movie. I think it's this generation's Close Encounters of the Third Kind, but better, more interesting. And I think a lot of movies would go, like, my biggest problem with it is probably the ending. I think it kind of switches gears at some point. Like, all of a sudden they think it's Hostile, and they do the kind of same, bad guy military escalation that you kind of see in a lot of movies. Not to say that wouldn't necessarily happen. I thought it was a little bit of a tired, not cliche, but it was handled pretty well in this movie. However, the third act did have some problems for me. Like, I thought it was really convenient, them figuring it out, like the general walking up to her. Like, once you find out that time isn't linear, they're able to kind of do some stuff with it, and they really take that for liberties and get a little convenient with it. However, I think a lot of movies would be more ambiguous with their ending. Like Close Encounters of the Third Kind is very ambiguous with its ending. You don't necessarily see what's in the ship. There's a lot of figuring it out. This at least took a shot to explain some of the stuff. Like there's a lot of movies where it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Let's just leave it up to the audience. The imagination's more powerful. This person, Denis Villeneuve or whoever wrote it, was just like, you know what? I'm gonna take a shot at it. I'm gonna actually try to explain some of the shit that would maybe otherwise not get explained. And I think I'll give it credit for giving it a shot. So two-thirds of this movie I think is really exceptional, and I think 1/3 of it is good. But Amy Adams throughout the entirety of it, consistent and so good, very subtle compared to the rest of these movies. I'm shocked that she wasn't nominated for an Oscar for this one and won.
I know, right?
Like this was to me her best performance because it was the most relatable, it was the most grounded, the most realistic for me. There was a lot of emotion going on. And I was just with her with it 100% at the time. I was just there with her, feeling what she's feeling. She just slipped right into this character. Like I went from Hillbilly Elegy to this movie, and wow, boy, did this make me just appreciate how good this movie is. It's just like, damn, they're doing subtle stuff. This is a big scope. It's like well done. And Amy Adams is just doing such a fantastic job. For me personally, this is my favorite of hers. And yeah, my favorite movie I think that I watched of the day.
Nice. Yeah, I'll concur on a lot of those points, man. Like, I do think that, yeah, there was a lot to think about with the movie. It was like a little bit over my head the first watch. Or like there was just a lot left to think about, and but I'm in the mood for those kinds of movies. I really like them. I do agree that like her performance was pivotal. This is an Amy Adams movie. More than any of these other movies. I haven't seen Julie and Julia, so I don't really know for that one. But yeah, and she was great in it, and there was like tons of subtle stuff that she had to do. Yeah, I think this is our S tier movie.
I think so too. I'm glad you're with me on that.
I think we both knew it inside, and that's why we left it for the end.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
In terms of Amy Adams' performance.
Oh yeah, absolutely, right. Yeah, right. In terms of favorite movie, ooh boy. I mean, this and The Master.
I know. Ooh.
You know, The Master is really good. I think that might be my favorite of the lot. I don't know.
What do you mean? Do you like Paul Thomas Anderson or something?
Yeah, right. Hey, occasionally.
Woman in the Window. I saw that movie.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And no fault to her. She was good. She's always good. But I didn't like the twist ending. I thought it was completely out of nowhere and like unearned.
Oh. I didn't watch it, although my girlfriend was watching it, and I saw a bit over the shoulder, and I was like, no thanks.
There was like, honestly, the way it was kind of like the kind of like first act-ish stuff, and the way it was getting set up, I was like, this is seeming pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. And then like, it kind of was like okay, and then with the end, I was like, they use like every trope in the book. It's based on a book, The Woman in the Window.
Oh, I think you meant like the screenplay used like every trope in the book.
Yeah.
From what I saw, it seemed like it. I was just like, well, I've seen this movie before. I'm good.
I wanted to like it. I thought like, I don't know. I thought the setup was pretty interesting, and like I do like a good like kind of mystery movie and trying to figure out if the narrator is reliable or not. But then when they like, there's movies where they like fuck with you in the way that they're like, they kind of like take you for a very long time. Like, so like the narrator's going to be reliable, and then for like a significant while, they take you down this road where you're like, oh, actually, no, the thing is that the narrator is not reliable. And then like at the very end, they switch it. They were reliable this whole time. And it's like, like,
yeah.
Like it's not, I'm not surprised or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like,
hey, fair enough.
You know, I was like, oh, you're just like doing that to try to shock me. Like it didn't serve the story at all.
Didn't earn the twist, just did.
And like the twist at the end, I was like, "This is completely out of nowhere." Like,
oh boy,
and like,
I love a shitty twist.
It like, yeah, I don't know. But anyways,
so bad.
Yeah.
If this is like, does it try to like have a big like whoa, big shocker moment at the end there? Because I guess so, when movies do that and they fall flat. It's just mwah, mwah.
I don't know. I feel like there would be a significant portion of the audience that was like, "Oh wow, that's what it was." But then like, I'm like, there was
I don't know.
The best twist is when like The best thing is when like you didn't see it coming, but then once it happens, you're like, it was so obvious. Like that's how a good twist works.
There are
right?
threads that you can connect the
That's how a
threads
good
once you
twist
find
works.
out. 100%, right? You can't just pull it out
The
of
whole
thin air and
Tyler
be like,
Durden thing. The first time I don't know. I don't know the percentage of people that called it before they knew it, but I think a lot of people went into the movie knowing what the twist was. You know.
yeah, right. It was just more about just
Like,
experiencing
you know,
it.
I don't think a lot of people experienced it the first time without genuinely knowing. But I was actually one of those people. I didn't know what Fight Club was, but I found it in a discount bin at Rogers Video in grade 9.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, at the time, me and my like friends, because I would just watch movies in like my friend's basement all the time. And we'd always get, and I was like, oh, sick. Like we had just watched like some other fighting movie, and we're like, here's another one. $5, and we like pop it in, and the first time I saw it, I hated it. I was like, this is not a fighting movie. What the hell is going on?
Oh man, I miss going to stores and just renting.
Yeah,
something.
you know what?
Oh,
I
boy.
agree with you. What's the Wi-Fi? Bliss did a better job because it wasn't so in your face telling you what it was.
No, right? It also had a lot of fun with it. Like it felt more meta of a movie too. Like if it's doing a twist, it's intentionally playing with the trope rather than just doing a trope. I don't know. I liked Bliss. I thought it was great trash. I thought there's so much to hate about it. We could rip it apart, and I love ripping it apart. But at the I think it had some fun with it. I think
came around.
I thought it got it. I think it got what it was doing. It just was it the best version of what it could be? No, but I think it was a okay attempt. But hey, back to Amy Adams though. Boy, she's better. She's better than Bliss. Arrival's better than
and
Bliss.
I think the like moral of this story is that I believe everything she does, she like has a solid performance in.
Yeah.
No matter how good the movie itself is.
Yep, I have not seen a bad performance of Amy Adams. I just haven't.
I haven't either.
Right? They're all so different too. Like I said a lot at the beginning, I was expecting a one-trick pony. Like I've seen some of her movies, and I was like, She really proved me wrong, and I think one of the best actors currently, and always getting better. Like from her early roles, I feel like she keeps topping herself, and just like wow. So I am very excited for the future of Amy Adams. Can't wait to see more of her movies. I am officially an Amy head till I die. So yeah, I had a fantastic time watching all these movies, doing the fun work for prep for this. It wasn't work at all. It's always fun watching these Amy Adams movies. So I had a hell of a great time prepping for this tier list.
Yeah, me too. Ever seen Leap Year? I haven't.
Oh God, I watched a few minutes of that.
Is that
it's
a
awful.
Bill Murray movie? No.
No, it's just like some.
Day, I guess.
It's just some romantic comedy with Amy Adams and like some other like I don't know flavor of the month at the time that didn't really do much. It's a horrible movie, horrible movie. Leap Year.
Matthew Good.
What's the Wi-Fi? I'm not too sure. It seemed like someone that may or may not agree with me on Leap Year being not
Adam
a great
Scott
movie.
and John Lithgow are apparently in this movie, but yeah,
Oh, wow.
Matthew Good plays opposite her. And to clarify, not Matthew Good from Matthew Good Band, but some dude from England.
Isn't he like from Lost or some shit? Oh God, maybe not.
Maybe.
I don't know. Not
been
rip it
in
apart.
TV
Yeah, Adam
shows.
Scott plays her fiance. Oh hey.
He was in A Single Man.
Oh nice.
To bring it back, to bring it all the way back around.
Hey, bring it back. Absolutely. Oh, bud. Had a great time doing this with you. Always do.
Yeah, me too.
Always a fun time. Hope the chat had a good time as well.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and congratulations, Hayden, on your DVD win. I hope you're going to enjoy Viva La Bam Season 2 and 3.
Oh, man.
It's hard to get your paws on those these days. Not a lot of places that are selling the DVD copy of it.
This might be the last one in existence. Who knows?
And yeah, I just want to give a quick reminder. Thanks for joining me today, Ed. And we have a Discord down below. And as Ed said, he has a promise, not me. F that. I'm not going to do that. But if you recommend a movie for him to watch in the Discord, he will give a thoughtful, thorough review. You can see in there the ones he's given in the past. It's unreal. I'm honestly shocked that you're willing to just up front commit like that. But
Hey, absolutely, right? It's all about talking about movies, right? That's why we're here. I think really got to go head in Absolutely. Let's talk movies. Hit me up. I'll engage with you. We'll watch this movie together. We could talk about it. People in the chat, absolutely. So hit me up with a recommendation. Live for it. Love it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, do you want to sign us off for tonight?
Sure, let's do it. Oh boy, we're here at it. It's always a little sad to say goodbye. Not as sad as, let's say, Bam, but you know what? We're at the end here. So this has been Parker and Ed at the movies, and until next time.